Hello everyone and welcome to PMPL Pakistan 2023, and yet we are once again back with our action as we pause it for one day in between, but we are about to continue our action for this weekend. This is your host Essen. Alongside me we have Ehana. Ehana, welcome to the show, and just give me some storyline. What do you think gonna happen today, and what are your expectations?
Okay, so whatever is gonna happen is gonna be definitely very different from what my expectations are. I am really hoping for Magnus to actually, go ahead and take a few chickens for themselves, but they have been falling down really bad through the whole second week, and I don't think that's happening. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would still want to see them with a chicken. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for them because Zibian does show up quite well for a lot of matches. But yes, the highlight of the whole week, I don't think anyone can shake this. It was the chicken that Star took for themselves.
Yeah, sure. I would definitely agree with you because league stage week two has been a rough start for Magnus Esports, and now it's Friday and weekend. Most of the time, Magnus performs well as we have seen previously in the previous week. But let's see. According to schedule, guys, we are on the Friday of the second week and only few days more till we get to decide who's going to be the champion for PMPL Pakistan 2023. But on your screen, we have bonus point distribution. We had weekly bonus shown last Sunday, and now we are on our second week, and it will be different weekly bonus for this week as well. But then we'll have league bonus, which will comprise of two of the week's bonuses, and then we'll have total bonus, which will get carry forward into the finale. Point structure that we are right now judging these teams on, or their performance can be judged on this point structure, where chicken dinner gets you 10 points, second position gets you 6 points, third position 5 points, and further distribution is on your screen. And Ayana, we have seen the wonders for this new point structure, and it
Yep.
seems like teams are already just taking a grasp of it.
Well, they're definitely, trying to weave their structures around their strategies around this point structure. But I feel like somewhere we're missing out on seeing as magnanimous number of teams going up and showing up on the leaderboard, because like it's becoming really hard for teams to even go for the chickens. Like I feel like the changes in this whole point structure have made teams get more and more aggressive,
Yeah.
and the confident teams, they are able to take more and more frags, eliminating the teams that actually require the position points over the frag points because they are weaker in the frag point department. So it just makes some teams be very stuck at the bottom, like we
Yeah.
generally see. But this week, yeah, I'm very impressed by the hop that came in for Team Star. They went all the way to the first page. It's like first visit for them around there. So yeah, very excited to see what they do next.
Yeah, it's been a wins of change for the fans of Team Star, also for the Team Star, because week two, first 2 days, they got a chicken on the second day as well in the Miramar, so it's a good thing to have. You can count that as a win, a good win, I would say, and I believe it will continue moving forward these 3 days as well. But some of the teams, they are still failing to get some sort of momentum, especially if we talk about HellRaisers, Team Negatives. Those
Yeah.
blunders are coming in very often, and again, as you said, that awe is for them. I can feel the pain of their fans as well. But at the end of the day, it's part of the game. Someone have to fail so other teams can win.
Absolutely. And I mean, it completely depends on how you're taking your game forward and how much in time present you are during each single game. And well, the teams that did make great presence felt were definitely Egonex I8, and we are seeing a head to head of them against BABLU. What do you feel about these teams? Like BABLU had a great name going in the beginning itself. A lot of people were cheering for them, but it did not show up as much on the map.
Yeah, definitely, and the stats speaks for themselves, especially Aegon Exide. The way they played first 2 days of week two in itself is kind of, I can say, more of a sigh of relief for all those fans who are waiting for this kind of comeback from Aegon Exide. But if we talk about Team BABLU, especially starting the week two, Team BABLU had, the colors were kind of different. The way they were conducting themselves on the battlefield, it was different, and which in return, gave BABLU an edge, especially that Miramar that we seeing these clips of them off, and it seems like BABLU have somewhat realized what mix will work eventually with this change of meta and how to perform with this new point structure, because they were struggling to survive, and their previous kind of strategy where they used to take those fights in the later stages of the game, now it's not working, and now they have adapted themselves and they started picking frags initially.
Absolutely. But well, Team Star, they did have some improvement from week 1 over on to week 2. For the first time ever, I saw them go ahead and come at a 4-digit damage, and that was great. Even though the average still does not go to 4 digits, because they have to show up every day, be very consistent if they want to maintain that. But it does seem like they have created themselves some wiggle room, because in a very short time, if they are consistent enough, they might be able to find themselves in the top 12. And that not only gives them an entry into the bonus match, it also makes it possible for them to enter into league stages. So yeah, even though second week positions already look very strong and very solidified on all the way first page, but for making it sure that even in the league they're able to survive, the overall standing of the combined weeks needs to go a little bit higher, and it seems like they're delivering the right promise to do that.
Yeah, sure, but again, still 3 more days to go, and anything can happen. If the momentum they caught for themselves for first 2 days, if somewhat they let it go, again, it will be a dream that will never come true for the fans of Star. And eventually, sorry to say that, but this time around, if they don't qualify for the finals, they have to go through the whole hassle process where they have to qualify again. It will be a year-long circuit. And eventually, the chances of them qualifying will skim to nothing, and that's not a good sight for all those fans out there. But again, guys, what happened in the past is already there. You can check it out. But we are about to move into the future, and that's what we're gonna discuss. Again, Ehana have big, inspirations for Team Magnus Esports, and rightly so, because if I personally say the kind of performance they had on the week 1. Now the expectation bar is pretty up there, and now we are looking up, we can't see Magnus up there. So looking forward how Magnus performs. So what do you think will be the key player role except Zipian? Which player are you looking forward in Magnus that will eventually be a window of change? But guys, before we get into the discussion, let's go for this short video.
नहीं यार, आज गेम नहीं खेल सकता।
अहमद,
आ रहा हूँ अम्मी।
हाथ बढ़ाने से, साथ निभाने से, उम्मीद बांटने से खुशियाँ घटती नहीं बस बढ़ती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा।
Yeah, guys, so welcome back, and make sure you squad up this Ramadan and win the hearts. So, Ehana, getting back to our conversation, what do you think? Who will be the guy beside Magnus Zipian that could be, the change maker for Team Magnus Esports?
I think Rollin is providing quite some support to the team now, and Rollin coming up on top will definitely help the team quite a bit. And I'm expecting great things from him as well. We will be walking into Sanhok first, so again, Paradise Resort, domination can be seen from the side of Magnus. And if they start well, they might be able to, survive for long. But generally in Paradise Resort, the first fight that initiates does not end well for either of the teams. One completely gets sent back to the lobby, and one hardly survives with a little number of players on their team. So I feel like it's gonna be a difficult one, but I still want them to, come back with the potential that they store in themselves, and show us the real caliber that the team is carrying.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And we have seen in the past, especially bootcamp fights, paradise fights, they tend to give you big headaches for the rest of the game. Even if you get engaged, it's rarely happens that the full-fledged squad at the end of the fight remains there and plays for the rest of the game. And even once you started the fight in the paradise, there is a lot of ambush guys sitting right next door, and eventually when you leave these favorite drop locations, they're gonna end up ambushing you or maybe taking few of your players away. So
Yep,
again, Sanhok is full of problems, and it's
it
rightly so
is.
because we love to see all that action. And again, we're starting with Sanhok, and I'm already looking forward to it. Any wild guesses, in your opinion, are gonna win this match?
I mean, I think 3x does really good on Sanhok. So I would still give the game to them because again, Sanhok is one of the maps where you can just, go ahead and take as many frags as you want. And as long as your team is there for backup, because it's a tiny map, you can, go ahead and ask for revivals over and over. There's a lot of healing that gets done in this map. So I feel like we might see 3x capitalize on this, but I'm still hoping that Magnus is the one that shows up on top.
Seems
We will
like
find
you're
out, yeah.
you're already counting too much on Magnus, but yeah, rightly so. The guys have that kind of caliber, and their performances are speaking for themselves. And you being having these kind of expectations from them is right expectation in my opinion as well. But talking about the dispersions and possible early fights, we are seeing XGeneration, few of their players in the outskirts of bootcamp where 3x probably jumped in just to have a fight with Team QWERTY, but Team QWERTY is not in the picture this time around. They're somewhere down south, close to ruins. But as we can see, R3G is not playing in this match, so they definitely switched their drop location with them, which is a good adjustment. Initially, you don't want to get into fights, which can cost you players or maybe topple up your momentum initially, which is not a good thing to have. It's the first match of the day after the break, and you want to get the maximum out of it. But talking about the circle, it's a weird one. Around 45%, more than I would say 50% of the area is unplayable. It's a multi-island circle, and the kind of trends are already pointing out it will end up somewhere around Tambang and ruins, which will make things easy for QWERTY and H2E, and also a safe space for BABLU. The rest of the teams are doomed. Ayana, look at this, almost like 60-70% of teams are outside the playing area.
That's true. And I mean, the last time we had this specific circle, we did see Team Grounders being the one that made the best of it. It did end a little bit south of Camp Alpha, and Team Grounders did a really good job holding their fort. But yeah, I'm already actually seeing a couple of players from the side of Seventh Element going all the way from, under the water and rotating. So that's just something I am not expecting this quickly into the game, but it's happening. So I'll just adjust with that, I guess. Team QWERTY, however, with their vehicles in hand, they might just be able to, go ahead and capitalize more and more area for themselves. However, the grounders, okay, this time they're literally, looking to change this complete strat. They used to stay to the south of Camp Alpha and camp around there constantly, but they're just swimming their way all the way to the southwestern island, while Quantum Rage is still outside the map to the very edge of the southern island that we're seeing. Team QWERTY gonna be losing quite a few. Pop has been popped off already, and that's a goodbye. But Team Grounders, even though they went in for a very aggressive start, for a very, a unique start, considering their general plays, it feels like they're doing good. It feels like they're going to be able to pick off quite a few numbers for themselves. They have XGeneration right in front of them, and again, a very good team, just one that I am never seeing have a chicken. I've literally lost my hopes at this point. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, Esan.
Initially, we see their play style, their strategy is more focused toward early game frags, and eventually by the time they are in the final circles, their team is already gassed out, and eventually they fall to their final fights against the teams who are kind of more seasoned in the late game fights. So seems like Team X Generation probably they'll get a chicken dinner this week. These the coming days. But eventually, what working for them is they are pretty much set for the finals. They are possibly qualifying because even in the overall leaderboard for both of the weeks, they are in a good position, possibly in top 8, which is a good sight for all those X Generations fans out there. But talking about Team QWERTY, even being on the safe side, they somewhat still managed to lose one of their player, which is Pop, as you mentioned, already popped out. And again, starting your play with only 3 players is not a good thing to have. See, even in the first initial fight of the game against Team Freestyle, they are on the disadvantage.
Disadvantage is definitely gonna be very, very costly, and well, I feel like they are trying to create the same for all the other teams that survive in a sniper tower. They're gonna be launching all of the utilities that they have, but there isn't gonna be an abundance of the same for the side of Voltrex. He already has only one molly remaining in his hands as a throwable that can be used at this point. Not gonna be any availability of loot anywhere around, neither any teammates that can trade off the loot for him. So it's definitely going to be a very tight situation for the side of Voltrex. Malik, on the other hand, is making sure that there is constant pressure on Voltrex, while a teammate from the side of Team QWERTY just went ahead and capitalized the numbers for Voltrex. Now he's going to have a much easier entry. However, freestylers are not going to be giving up as quickly. Oh my god, did the. Okay, Chief OG, I see you right there. I see you. Malik has been taken out already, and this seems like a fight that has become not just a battle but also a piece of cake for the side of Team QWERTY. I mean, how does Team QWERTY show up like this? How do they get one after the other frags taken constantly and still looking so sharp and so strong? I mean, they do have a one-man loss, but that has not even initiated from the side of freestylers. Are they gonna be leaving the lobby as quickly as they joined? Are they gonna be literally kicked out the moment they had a start? This just looks really, 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 really suspicious. I mean, Team QWERTY is making it so difficult for all the surrounding teams. The moment they lost one player from their side, they decided they're going to do this for every other team so that they can still walk in with an advantage. Freestylers, they're going to be shut down really soon. Well, yes, it has been a great, great opportunity for the side of Team QWERTY, but it seems like BABLU is going to be capitalizing as well from the long distance that they have created for themselves from freestylers. But freestylers will be walking in as well. We'll see how that works out for the teams, because right now freestylers don't look like they have anywhere to go. There's a really tough situation on all sides for them. This looks really risky. This looks really dangerous. The moment they walk out of this zone, this compound specifically, they're done for. I don't see any hopes for the side of freestylers. What do you think, Esan?
It's looking difficult, as you said. Also, these compounds are very open. QWERTY is already, setting up themselves right outside these compounds on the high-rise hills. And also, we are seeing that Team BABLU, they're already aiming for that position because this is one of the good compounds in the circle right now. Freestyle is right in the center, but they have somewhat lost all of their advantage. There are two of the players are out, and already Chief OG took the best, away for Team QWERTY as well from freestyle. And eventually, it's just a matter of time when freestyle will eventually get run over by maybe BABLU, or maybe QWERTY decide to go a little more aggressive on them, and ending up shutting them down completely. But on our screen, we are seeing Team HR versus Team Star. Team Star, they have 3 of their players alive, but where is the rest of the players? Because I see Jin only in the picture, and 2 of the players are not available. But on the other side, Team HR, after losing, I believe so, one of their players, no, they haven't lost. They got one of their players knocked out a few moments ago, and the guy is back up and already ready for the fight. But Team Star, they lost Fury. Now Jin is striving here for his time, and now he is somewhat realized the guy is here and he will eventually get into the fight. Jin possibly will take one player down, got Molotov, and Tears will go ahead and confirm that elimination as well as Blue Zone. HR players will try to revive their teammate and will continue forward into the circle, but still, initial of the game, and starting this kind of fight, doesn't work out for either of the teams.
Absolutely what even I was thinking when they were walking into this one, because it felt like HellRaisers are literally aimed towards hell by themselves. I mean, you don't want to fight this fight. I get it. The team on the other side is one that is on an equal standing as you. Making them stop is definitely gonna help. But again, doing it outside the blue zone, I mean, I did notice that the person that went ahead for the revival from the side of HellRaisers, they themselves had only one healing ability available to them, only one health kit that could actually go ahead and help them survive. So even after reviving the other player, it was going to be more and more difficult to be able to provide the kind of healing that they would need to be able to make it back into the circle. I feel like there's definitely going to be a man count disadvantage coming in for the side of Hellraisers quickly enough. But in the same time, looking at the fight that is already going on between the Faulty Devils and 3x, it's not like 3x to hold back at all. It's not like them to actually, wait for cover. They just go ahead, take the fights, and actually win it completely on the basis of their aim. Right now, it seems like they did take a step back, but it was a calculated one because it has resulted in quite a few frags coming in for them, with Faulty Devils already on their knees, with zero hopes of coming back on feet, while XGeneration as well, from a distance, is making sure they take their piece of the cake.
XGeneration, as we said, their strategy is more focused toward getting into early fights where 3x this time around got one of their player knocked out from team NES from far away across the river. And on the other side, we are seeing Team 3X. They are sticking up their noses into the matters of TFD. TFD was trying to cross into the circle, and now they're stuck on the other side. And 3X will definitely make sure that these guys don't cross easily. And both of these eliminations get into the backpack of 3X. But NES, after giving a knock on 3X, now they are somewhat moving forward. They're crossing the bridge, or maybe just forming outside right next to the bridge. So even 3x decide to cross, they'll eventually get ambushed in the process. But Star on the other side, taking one players down from the Negative Esports, negative initial of the game, possibly will lose one of their players. But XGeneration and Magnus Esports on the other side, they are still taking all these matters in their hands. They're going for those early elimination, early fights.
Well, XGeneration, even after being one of the very strong teams that I've been rooting for a while, they have gone ahead and made sure that they take away the ones that I'm rooting for, specifically in this one. Like, I mean, initial fight itself, when you're going ahead and attacking Magnus Esports, not only XGeneration, even TUF is getting a chance to wash their hands in the flowing river. It just seems like all the teams right now just are falling way too ahead of Magnus is not able to keep up their ground in any of the fights, and it just seems like another one-man army that is going to get demolished in no time. And there it is, exactly as expected, with only 1 point in hands. Magnus Esports goes back to the lobby. It has been sent all the way back to square one. I don't feel as comfortable rooting for Magnus anymore. Team Star, again, one of the teams that came in as a one-hit wonder. It was a great chicken that they got for themselves the last time, but this is not looking like they're going to be able to continue on the same level. However, Seventh Element is set up right in front of the Grounders. One fight that I'm not going to be completely sure of, considering Tokusaurus is out.
Yeah, seems like 7 Element, they are already kind of out of this game. There are only two players left. Team TG with this kind of setup, and it will make difficult for Team 7th Element. And moving forward, I believe that 7th Element will get eliminated at the end of this fight. And 7th Element is just trying to get anything possibly they can lay hands on. And seems like there is no particular strategy the way they are approaching this fight. They're just waiting for the mistakes of Team The Grounders. But NES versus Team 3X, it's NES right now taking two of their players, three of their players getting knocked out. Nightmare will possibly also get eliminated. He's taking that healing as well, but Miracle is there in the picture, and Miracle will make sure that he will take one down. Zerpop also trying to confirm the final elimination. And here we go, Team NES is also out of the game. But TG versus Team 7E, as we were expecting. 7E is out of the game on 13th spot. And we are left with our top 12 teams. HR also taking some dents from the opposition. But on the other side, HR is now down to their final player and eliminated as well. Next will give his ghost to the blue zone, and the story of HR in this match is over. But now let's see what plan TG has, and if they eventually will, go into the mix of QWERTY, freestyle, and BABLU, which is right next door, and I believe TG will keep themselves slightly away from that skirmish.
Well, I'm looking for TG to be one of the teams that actually makes it to the top three, at least in this one, because again, TG has been, performing well sometimes, but then other times they do trail behind. It's very unpredictable with this team, and well, I do go ahead and jinx them quite a bit. So there it is. They lose a man, and very soon they're gonna lose the whole hope that I had from them. In any case, for now it's going to be still three men standing, trying to hold their fort, hold their strategies. Because so here's the thing with TG that I have observed: they generally do take the fight slow, and then the moment they realize that they have a capitalization of man count, they push in and just let the cat out of the bag. It's just very easily noticeable that they are now in the mode of going ahead and picking up frags. But I just feel like once they start losing their members, their confidence shakes down quite a bit, and then Easy just doesn't do it. They hold back quite a bit, but that just holds them back overall in the standings as well, not only in the game. So I don't think slow is a very good style for TG, but we'll see how it works out. Right now, they're looking good considering the fact that they have picked a man, and that's not just any man, it's a man from the side of 3X that has been showing up constantly without fail on the leaderboards and in top players.
Yep, surely so. And while we were discussing that, Team QWERTY is out of the game. H2E managing to give a lot of damage to the players of QWERTY. Remaining players, one of the players got picked from BABLU, and the final got eliminated through Blue Zone. Blue Zone is, stage 5 of the game. It's hard for players to survive, especially in this kind of situation where the Blue Zone damage is already too much, and getting eliminated or getting low on HP, especially in the blue, is a difficult situation to survive. Somewhat TG managed to cross, and now they're on the edge of the circle. Team BABLU, Team 3X, they're waiting anxiously for TG to show up their heads. And eventually will be difficult for TG to even cross further, because I can see the kind of colors that we are seeing into the playing circle gonna make way more difficult for TG to cross. Look at BABLU Review's position. Even Team TG players knock that guy down. It will be difficult for rest of the players to move forward. Teen Wolf taking down another player. Evil Boy also knocked out, and now it's just a matter of time that eventually Team TG will get eliminated. But 3X on the other side with 4 eliminations, 4 players intact. They are sitting right next door, and the moment TG will pop their heads out, it's done and dusted for them. And again, it's getting difficult. But one utility from Reviews and Teen Wolf taking down the grounders, and we are left with only 8 teams within a matter of few minutes. Almost half of the lobby is out of the game, and we are left with the teams. Most of these teams have their 4-man, 3-man intact, but rest of them are just surviving on 2 players. Negative Esports taking 1 player down from Team Tough, and Team Tough is now down to 2-man standing. But QR also taking 1 player from Negative, and Negative Guru Boy will get eliminated, and whole of the Negative Esports is out of this game. H2E Tarzan will confirm the final elimination, and we are down to 7 teams now.
Well, all the way down to 7, we are definitely going to be seeing them all get in a lot of trouble, considering the fact that 4 of them stand with all 4 men alive, while the remaining 3 have almost none. Freestylers, I do not feel like they're going to be doing much anyways, because I am just not seeing any gameplay coming in from their side. They rotate, they hide, they rotate, they hide again. I get it, it's a survival game, but then it's called a battleground for a reason. You got to pick up some fights, you got to pick up some frag points, because otherwise with just position points, I don't see this team climbing the leaderboard at all at any time that is coming in the next few days. That is all that's remaining before the finals. So like 3 more days to go, including today, which has already started, and we're already towards the end of the first map. I don't feel like I'm expecting freestylers to stick to their game. They need to switch it up. They need to. I mean, if it works for them, then go ahead and imitate someone. It just, I don't care. Just do something that contributes to the fights, that contributes to you getting frag points, and something or the other that just shows up on the leaderboard other than the position points that they're satisfying themselves with as of now. Quantum Rage, on the other hand, they do have their hands on a very peculiar fight. Quantum Rage versus XGeneration, both teams completely opposite of each other. XGeneration, even after most outstanding performances, never takes a chicken. Quantum Rage, even after a lot of, mishaps, a lot of hiding behind, does take chickens a few times. So I just feel like when these two teams were fighting, I was expecting Quantum Rage to, show us the same thing. But yeah, it was just one man surviving, so obviously there wasn't enough hope. However, now they have definitely set X Generation also at a position where it's only one man surviving and then dying to someone else. Cool, works for me. I'm not unhappy. I'm enjoying it. The most that I'm happy with is Tough X, like 5 frags already in the top 5 teams. I'm not unimpressed this time. I'm not disappointed. I'm enjoying their growth.
Yeah, kind of. I will definitely agree. 3x on the other side. They're pushing on Team BABLU. Team Tough with 5 frags definitely looks like a picture. But the Team BABLU within no time got eliminated. And also, they got picked from 3 different teams. H2E taking 1 frag out from the tally. Then Freestyle, Drop Shot taking 1 down. And rest were being taken care by 3x. And 3x looks pretty strong. But H2E versus Team Tough is happening. And as we were discussing, Team Tough was doing well. Seems like his cost occurs Israel and Team Tough is out of the game. H2E versus 3x. It's a 4v3 situation. H2E with that number of frags. It seems like, these guys been busy since the start of the game. And now it's down to Team Freestyle versus Team H2E and 3x. H2E taking first knock, kill confirmed, and Team 3x, they are pushing forward and they will vacate this area for themselves in a moment of a few more minutes. And there you go, Tarzan's also spotted out, and the Miracle, he will push forward, taking down Tarzan. Oh my goodness, what these guys are made of. The weight the players from 3x are pushing forward on H2E. Seems like H2E is just another tier level 2 team. But H2E Asad with some retaliation, taking 2 players down from Team 3x, making it even Steven for a fight of 3x versus Freestyle. And seems like now Freestyle have some chance to win this match. H2E Asad on the other side with 5 eliminations individually for himself. Just playing the game of his life, and so far managing to confirm those 2 eliminations for his team as well. So the kill numbers, the frag numbers for Team H2E, they look good, but let's see how far Asad can take it for his team. But the 3x versus Freestyle, Cairo, without realizing the guy is right next door. Black taking down Cairo. It's down to Miracle. Asad is moving forward as well into the circle. It's the 9th phase of the game. No more time, no more circles. And now the only thing left between these teams is those 1 minute and 15 seconds in which all of these teams have to make sure to get right into this dead center of the circle and survive for themselves. Miracle, solo survivor, Freestyle with 2 of their players up and running. Freestyle Black still low on HP. See the utility, they couldn't get the loot, especially they've been staying in the same compound for almost throughout their game, and now Black don't have any healing. Well, probably pick some healing from the box of 3x Cairo, and once you will have some get some hold on any of these utility, I'll definitely go for it. But Miracle versus Asad confirming the kill. Miracle, and now it's Freestyle versus Team 3x, 2 versus 1, and Freestyle, we weren't expecting they will get the winner chicken dinner, but it's a chicken dinner at the end of the day. 10 points, and probably 2 of the elimination points as well, making a total of 12 to 13 points for themselves. So GG Freestyle, the first one to getting 2 of their players eliminated, and somewhat this thing is working out. Whenever the players from Freestyle are down to 2-man standing, they get the better of their matches. Look at this, 4 eliminations, 14 total points, better than average. GG's.
Well, okay, cool. They're still in top 12 of overall ranking, so congratulations to them for that. But yeah, I mean, we've seen better. We can expect better. However, yeah, it's still a dinner, so not gonna jinx that at all. Congratulations for the dinner. I was doubting their strat quite a bit, but well, we'll discuss that in detail after this short little break.
इस रमज़ान पबजी मोबाइल के साथ बांटें अच्छाइयाँ ऑनलाइन और ऑफलाइन खेलें सिर्फ दिल जीतने के लिए
Welcome back after this short break, guys. And this is your host Esther alongside Hana Aiden. And we are here with the PMPL Pakistan League Play Week 2, and it's day number 3. We just witnessed a miracle by not by 3x miracle, but at this time around from the players of Freestyle with only 2 months standing. And you know, the winds of change blew in their favor, and eventually they got the chicken dinner for themselves. So GG's to the players of Freestyle. You know, they've been very calculated, very clinical throughout, and somewhat both of these players, Black and Dropshot, they managed to survive and, you know, at the end took the chicken dinners from the hands of teams with, you know, good number of players surviving, and you know, rest is history, guys. We just witnessed it with our eyes, and I can't even believe it.
Absolutely. I mean, it was very, very weird seeing the chicken go to freestylers. They did have a chicken last week as well, which was pretty nice. But this week they could not, deliver as well. So yeah, the chicken is theirs. It's not with the best amount of points that you would want, specifically considering that your performance hasn't been as good through the rest of the week. But still, it manages their position. It manages their ability to go ahead and play the bonus as well as go ahead and be in the finals if they continue staying on the stuck position. But yeah, I'm happy for them nonetheless. But I do want to see changes coming in still, because it's not gonna be a chicken every single time. So you do want to make sure that the frag points also favor you whenever you have to maintain your consistency.
Yep, frag points at the end of the day, set you up for good matches, especially with this new point structure. We're talking about MVP of this game. 5 eliminations, only 35 healing done throughout the match, 703 damage,
Wow.
5 knockouts, 1 assist, and 22 minutes of survival. Asad was the only, I would say, defense that H2E had against Team 3X, and this guy eventually got eliminated from the hands of Miracle, but just made 3X to run for their money, especially in those final fights when 2 of the players from 3X pushed on Team H2E. But H2E, good start of the week for themselves, good start after the break, and I'm seeing H2E performing way better in the coming matches, especially the matches where the maps are extensive, where we will see H2E going for those strategic gameplays and eventually, making some more points for themselves. But there will be massive improvement for H2E after this game, after this performance. They managed to get into 3rd position with good numbers of frags. Probably like they accumulated like 10 to 12 points for themselves in this match, so which is better than average. And I'm looking forward H2E will perform even better in coming matches.
Hoping for that. But like, I have very mixed feelings. I do not know if I am gonna choose to be happy for Asad for the outstanding performance he delivered in this map, or be upset that he literally made it impossible for the team that I was rooting for the team that I announced could be one of the ones that take away this map. Like, no comebacks for them left anymore, because he literally took no comeback. He literally left just no comeback on board, and that's just okay. I'll just make peace with it and be happy for us. But yeah, he was definitely delivering quite some amazing gameplay. And yes, had it not been for us, 3X had their names written all over this trophy since the beginning.
Yeah, 3X, the way these guys are performing, especially with that consistency, now most of the critics, they are somewhat believing that 3X could be the new champion of the PMPL. But we have to, go to the finals, see the performance overall, and eventually decide that. But right now, talking about the top players, It's a rare sight when any of the players from 3X don't show up in this list. And this time around, this is a miracle. That we have XGeneration Thug with 5 eliminations, 635 damage. So even the top players, their damage is ranking somewhere, between 600 and 700 mark. And right now on the top position, we have Asad with 703 damage. Then we have Thug. Moving forward, we have Miracle with that miraculous performance, and then Harisar and BABLU reviews with 666 damage, mark of the beast. The guy just was clinical initially, even during the 6th and 7th stage of the game. But the moment they had to face 3X, it all just fell apart for Team BABLU, and they couldn't hold on to it for quite some time. But match summary: it's H2E. Asad with the highest eliminations, highest damage. Then we have Momtu with highest number of assists. And the healing done was from next MVP. I'm pretty sure the guy was just trying to save himself from the inevitable death by play zone, which they spent a lot of time while fighting against Team Star, and eventually got eliminated as well in the mix. But GG's, especially, not for HR. These guys are still struggling. They haven't learned from their mistakes. And I hope they have some sort of plan for this, 3 days coming forward.
Absolutely. I'm gonna hope for the same, because HellRaisers, they do need to buckle up quite a bit. I mean, we literally saw a chicken coming for Star, which is unbelievable even till today. It's been 2 days I've been absorbing the fact, and it's still unbelievable. So wanting to see the other low trailers to go ahead and actually show up to the occasion and capitalize on their numbers is definitely going on becoming more and more hopeful for my side. But let's see if someone like Team Negatives or even from Team HellRaisers is able to make it to the top, because that's just somewhere that you need to be. You need those extra 10 points that come with the chicken to be able to make sure that you even wiggle a little in your position.
Yep. But talking about the overall leaderboard for this match, seems like great performance by 3X. They were dominating all along, and they managed to get themselves good numbers. And also talking about H2E, they were busy for quite some time, especially the way they eliminated a third party in many of these fights against Team QWERTY, against Team Freestyle, then confirming some eliminations or Team HR, Negative Esports. They were just busy all throughout. But yeah, again, 3X, a miracle. The way the guy pushed forward, took 2 of the players down from H2E. H2E couldn't recover from that loss and eventually got eliminated in the 3rd spot. But overall, it was a very well-balanced performance, very well-executed performance by the sides of H2E, 3X, and Freestyle. Should we say Freestyle had a good performance, or just, I just don't
They
want
had a chicken.
take the lights, spotlight away from them. But somewhat they survived, which is a big thing, and eventually strike the iron at the right time when it was red hot, and confirm the chicken dinner for them. Even
I can definitely give a kudos to them for their patience.
It was the patience has been a big exercise for them throughout this PMPL. But I'm hoping, as they have progress in the overall leaderboard as well, I'm hoping that they will do better in coming matches.
Well, hope is all we have right now, because a lot of teams that we were expecting a lot of things from have been constantly not delivering. So I mean, not to rain on their parade, but it's still not looking like the best situation for a lot of teams. However, there's also some that just made their claims so high and strong. Like, look at that. 3X, Agonex, I8, Regicide, all 3 really good positioning, really good numbers on their boards. And I mean, Agonex, I8 and Regicide are literally the only 2 teams with a 3-digit total, and they haven't even played a match yet today.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for their side whenever eventually Agon Excite and RPG will be in the battleground, and it will be a Rumble night, a Royal Rumble night for all these teams out there. But the difference is pretty clear. We can see the way Agon Excite and R3G just established themselves in this week, and the way they are just reigning on top of the leaderboard. more than 100 points, 107 for R3G, 101 for Team Aegon XI. Seems like they're gonna keep that distance from third spot for quite some time because the way they've been performing, it looks like they have a plan for this week. But guys, as we finished off with Sanhok, and now we are moving toward our extensive maps, our big maps, and the first one to start with is Erangel, where Group D will be on the benches. Group A, B, C, and E will be playing. So this is the first match of the day for Group E. Regicide. Then we have Aegon XI 8 141 officials, and closing it out with 52 Esports. So champion squad 52 Esports. They won one of the PMPL season, and now sadly we have to say these changes in the squad rosters, changes in the management is not getting maximum out of these guys, and now
Yeah.
there's also struggling at the lower bottom.
That's true. I mean, I did see them step up quite a bit towards the second week, but it has still been to no value. There hasn't been much changes coming in their leaderboard overall. So it feels like they have done themselves so much damage towards the first week that even in the second week, if they started stepping up, it's not placing them anywhere on the map in a position where people would notice them, people would expect to see them in the coming matches towards the bonus or the finals. So they do need to stay consistent, but they also need to level up a little bit every single game, because just being where they are is not helping at all, and that's just something that's very clear to see for every single viewer.
Yeah, Group E. Every time, I don't know, this PMPL, any team in the Group E, two of them just.
Well, we're definitely seeing Group E being very, very difficult for people, and it's definitely getting in the way. So I'm expecting Group E teams to enjoy themselves and cherish themselves, because some are just doing really fantastic, and some are just not being able to catch up with the momentum that's going on. So it's just a very dicey group overall. But yeah, the shuffles definitely did put teams in a place where they were trying and reaccommodating yourself, and Regicide is one of the teams that made the most out of that reaccommodation. So it feels like Regicide could actually go ahead and make sure that they are winning this going forward. Well, let's take, yeah, sorry. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's a very centric, plain path for Erangel. We haven't seen this in a while, and I'm very excited for the fact that all of our teams are gonna be able to reach their top locations, and we might just see them make the best out of their favorite spots.
Yeah, slightly the western side, it will be, gliding journey for some of those teams, especially Team Freestyle going to Pari, and Team Tough, Team H to HR. Then talking about Team BABLU for North George City, and possibly TFT going to Zarki. So it will be slightly difficult for them, but I'm pretty sure the teams will, take care of that. Team BABLU, as they have readjusted for this PMPL to a different drop location, which is right next to Ferry Pier, uh, close to Prey Mosque, and especially right close to the Western Bridge on Erangel. But further, we can see Team Aegon XI. They're already sitting right center in Sosnovka Military Island. But look at these circles. What are these first initial circles coming up? Since this started this week. These are weird ones. 40% this time around once again is now playable. It's all water, and it's kind of more centering towards Severny. Star will be happy, but let's see how Star capitalize on this favor that they've been bestowed upon by the circle. And it seems like they don't have any direct contenders in Severny as well, so it'll be an easy early initial game loot for themselves. But Team 3X, light adjustment for them from themselves, not going shelter this time around. They're going for Stalber, and which these guys will be very happy for, because they somewhat rightfully predicted that this circle will be somewhere up north.
Well, Team Star can definitely make the best out of it. They do go to Severny every single time. Actually, not only Severny, I have noticed this team goes to a very northern area every single map. Like, it's just their go-to area. They like to walk down eventually, which just does not sound right considering that they are actually on a very lower part of the leaderboard. Um, yeah, they should be going to south and walking up. But yes, Egonex I8 is going to be able to maintain their favorite spot on military base. However, we are seeing H2E being the only other team that is trying to get in their way. HR has already learned their lesson and isn't gonna mess with the dynamics of that island by dropping there and taking a fight with I8. That's a scary one for them. And I wait a second. Okay, I was thinking that this is strange that we're seeing Primos completely empty, and that makes sense now considering the grounders are not playing this one. So yeah, great
Yeah.
drops. Teams are gonna have fun time. But look at that. All the lower side teams, they have already decided to, drop near each other so that they can pick a fight which they have a chance of winning, at least a chance.
Yeah, but some of these adjustments are pretty interesting because Team Tough this time around they didn't go for Hospital or maybe South George City. They being in Yasna is a very rare sight. I haven't seen Tough for quite some time playing here because it's a new city, and if there is some contenders like QR right next door, it would be difficult for Team Tough to just survive here. But it's Negative Esports, nothing to worry about. Negative Esports on the other side, they're just praying that nothing happens to them initially. They just survive, play for some time, and enjoy themselves, and eventually get eliminated. It's been the story all along for Negative Esports throughout PMPL this season. But yeah, it looks bad. The way they started in the first few matches of PMPL, I was very hopeful. I was very happy that this time around we have some new names coming in. These guys gonna rock it, and it will be an interesting season for us as well. But only 7E were the ones just could perform as we were expecting. Rest of the new teams, they're struggling. They are giving away their elimination points to the experienced teams, especially if we see in the case of HR. HR, their IGL is very experienced, but rest of the team is pretty new, and the guys are not getting the confidence to actually go into full-fledged fights. They've managed to take few of the players right, left, center, but most of the time in a 4v4 situation, they being end up on the receiving end, which is not again not a good thing to see for Team HellRaisers.
Well, HellRaisers do have themselves down a really deep pit. So I mean, the name suggests it itself. I don't feel like we have to even discuss that. But yeah, HellRaisers definitely have a lot to climb. A huge and steep mountain it is that is in front of them, and I mean. At this point, even though we keep saying anything can happen, I have somewhere lost hope for the team to actually make it to the top 12 or get a chance to play the bonus. They might still be able to make it to top 16 and go ahead for the finals, but without any head start, they might just not be able to perform there either. However, freestyle as well. Okay, you just got a chicken, you should be confident, and I'm expecting to see a little more aggressiveness coming in from these players. I'm expecting a little more fights coming in that they take. They literally have an AR logo into their name. Why not?
It was kind of a quick job from the graphic team of Team Freestyle, but I really like the logo. It shows what they're intending and what they're here for, because the old FS, the guys who started this team, they were spot on with this logo. The way they used to play it was very rejoicing to see them playing. But it's again a nostalgic moment. Not gonna discuss that. It's not relevant anymore. But Team Freestyle on the other side, this season, their performance is kind of a little mixed stuff. Sometimes they perform very good, sometimes they just struggle, get eliminated early, which is again I would say it's how some of these teams been playing throughout their previous seasons as well. But talking about this particular situation, most of these teams are just trying to find any good position for themselves right next door to Saverny. We can see HR, they already moved in. Freestyle, two of their players are in the picture, rest of them maybe slightly far away. But what is Team HR doing? The guys are pushing on Team Freestyle. This is something Freestyle weren't expecting. Black pushing forward with a DBS. one player down. Drop shot taking one player down. HR on the other side taking down drop shot as well, and rest of the freeze is there. Black on the other side, he is trying to be, somewhat of any defense, but Black versus team HR. Malik is down. T is taking down another player. Aram position is also revealed. Black taking down the third one. Aram could also be a victim of the situation, but there you go. T is confirming that final elimination as well, and this guy managed to get 3 elimination for himself, and which is GG for, in my opinion. And the first fight of the day they won somehow. But HR, now they're being pushed by another team. It's Team Tough. They are pushing forward. Z got taken down. Another player from Team Tough, the guy who pushed first, got knocked out, but rest of the Team Tough, they are pushing forward. It's a 3v3 situation. Tough Haji with that utility in his hand can make things difficult for the players of HR. Nate goes in. Not gonna get any value on the side. Nade from Joker Sir taking down M7. Haji pushing forward. It's time for Team HR player to get confirmed, but somewhat, tables being turned on the guys of Team Tough, and HellRaiser possibly will be wiping Team Tough as well. It's just a matter of time. 2 of the players from Team Tough are surviving, but Edgar pushing forward, taking one player down, and somewhat third party comes in from Team R3G, and Team HR is out. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Team R3G want to join the party as well. Team Tough with 2 men surviving. I don't know how they're going to manage that, but this is how it
color me impressed. I'm open to that.
But seeing the situation, T24 OP, it will be very difficult for him to survive because he is way far from his position from the circle. But again, the mistake from QWERTY Khan, it will definitely cost a lot to the players of Team QWERTY while they were moving into the circle. So the players are already in, but having one of their players knocked out like this, it will be a difficult decision for them to even move forward. But Aegon Excite, they have the height position. But 7ET24 OP, the guy somewhat managed to close out. So close to the circle and eventually got eliminated. But it's again a very good performance from them. 11 eliminations and GG's, man. GG's, another great performance from this guy.
Quite a bit. I mean, I don't understand what's exactly going on. Because every single person from the side of Team QWERTY was constantly seeing attention from the side of Egonex. But Egonex was so focused on T24. They didn't even cross anything.
Look at this, the way these guys are pushing Ghost. He's trying to make sure that he will take down G4G, low on HP, and there you go, confirming the final eliminations. Aegon X8 confirming the chicken dinner for themselves. But on the other side, we are seeing Team QWERTY with the consistent performance, very good performance initial of the day, and they managed to survive till the second position for this particular match. So GG's again, good number of eliminations in their backpack, good placement points, so better than average, and it will definitely improve their ranking for this week overall. Otherwise, seems like the rest of the 2 days they will come up with something more interesting to see. But seeing the overall ranking, we have Aegon X8 on the second position, and these 13 eliminations will give them total points of 23, which will improve their position forward and cement them on those top positions. But guys, we'll discuss it further after this short break.
पहले ही कस्टमर्स नहीं आ रहे थे और आगे रमजान में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं आएंगे। तुम सारा टाइम अपने दोस्तों के साथ आवारागर्दी में गुजार देते हो। इस तरह तो गुजारा हो ही नहीं सकता। खबरदार फोन को हाथ लगाया। ओ, आ गए होंगे तुम्हारे आवारा दोस्त।
क्या सीन है ब्रो, चला चले।
नहीं यार, आज गेम नहीं खेल सकता।
अहमद,
आ रहा हूँ मम्मी।
बढ़ाने से, साथ निभाने से, उम्मीद बांटने से खुशियाँ घटती नहीं बस बढ़ती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा। हाथ जो मिलते हैं रस्ते निकलते हैं, खुशियों में बदलते हैं। रौनक हर चेहरे पे खुद ही आ जाती है। वही देता है वही सुनता है जब भी दोगे तुम सदा।
क्या बात है बच्चों, दिल जीतने वाली गेम खेल गए।
तो आंटी आपके साथ भी एक स्क्वाड अप हो जाए।
हाँ आ जाओ।
इस रमजान अपने स्क्वाड की गेम से बनो किसी की भलाई का मजबूत जरिया और खेलो सिर्फ दिल जीतने के लिए।
Welcome back once again to PMPL Pakistan 2023, and this is post match 2. And make sure guys, squad up with your friends this Ramadan and win the hearts. So Johanna, again, you were waiting for the Magnus, but it's Aegon excited once again as we were expecting with the first match.
Yep.
Starting with a bang for the day.
Absolutely. I mean, they absolutely make sure that they start off so strong that every other team in the lobby is scared to go ahead and take a fight with their members. Even they were able to knock a player, they would step back from the fight instead of investing in it, because Aegon X8 has just made themselves the kind of name that that we were expecting from them since week one. Like they have eventually stepped up quite a bit towards week two, but like yeah, towards week one it seemed like great performance for the first 2 days, then lowering down and then coming back up. But this time they have been consistent. Every single day they do manage to take at least one chicken for themselves, and it's just looking really good on the stats for them. I am very happy to see Agonex and Regicide at the positions that they're holding, because they very well deserve it. Not only great performers but also consistent performers.
Yeah, but even in this previous match, R3G, their intent is clear for this PMPL. They just want to, take any opposition coming forward in their way, and the way they obliterate them, it's in itself is kind of making highlights for the whole hobby. Because
Yep.
R3G, these guys are not messing it out. The way they're performing is kind of more concerning for all the teams out there. But Aegon XI8 starting their day with another win for this week, and moving forward, I believe they will be cementing themselves on the first position for week two. Almost the whole squad of Team Aegon XI8. Then we have Magnus Zen with 7 individual eliminations, 726 damage, 22 minutes of survival. Then we have Chief OG with 4 eliminations and 379 damage for himself. So Team QWERTY, Team Magnus Esports, Team I8 kept themselves busy. On the other side, we have a 7 element also. I'm not seeing, yeah, there you go. We just witnessed a player from 7 element, that is T24 OP with highest healing. But overall, if I say the way they've been confirming eliminations on Negative Esports, because I'm sorry for that, Team Aegon X was knocking players down from negative, and 70 was just confirming them, taking the
Yep.
track point for themselves, which was in itself like funny to see. But this is part of the game, it's that loophole that 70 somewhat exploited for themselves.
They definitely do exploit every single loophole that is provided to them, and I feel like even towards the end, if Agonex I8 had paid any attention to QWERTY, they would have not been able to take T24 OP out before he had capitalized at least on a couple of frag points for his team. But yeah, it was still not a bad run for the team, so I'm pretty happy with the position they have, with the with the standings they have. But like yeah, I am definitely seeing less of 7th element going forward, because they were like the kings in the first week, and then 3x showed up, and then Agonex I8 showed up. Not like these teams weren't playing well earlier as well, they were, but like the claims they started making for themselves, it just shook 7th element quite a bit. They dropped a lot on the overall leaderboard. However, on the match rankings, they're still on position 2 with like 16 total points, all thanks to the 11 eliminations that the whole team got for themselves.
Yeah, and also the 3rd position finish. These numbers are not big for the placement points, but somewhat they help you creep up a little bit in your overall rankings. And as you said, truly so, Team 7 element, they were just on top of everything for the week 1. Week 2, the moment lobby realizes that there is something going on, there is a new team up top, and we have to just get our deserving positions. And 3x showed up, Magnus showed up, R3G, it's a different
Yes.
R3G nowadays. And then Aegon XI realizing, it's not better down here. We don't like the view, we don't like the air here, so they just make sure they perform well and just get to the top position. And I'm happy about it, because most of these Aegon XI fans, they just feed on this. They just feed on this idea that their team is the best, and rightly so. They're the PMGC team, and seeing the newcomers, seeing the new teams is something I like personally. I'm the guy who just like to root for the underdogs. But overall, I8, they're just proving themselves again and again for quite some time, over 2 years now.
Absolutely. And I mean, their fan following proves it too. I mean, you have support from your fans, you have support from your team, you have the best fragger out there in your team, you have everything you need to be the best. And I mean, they're utilizing every single opportunity that they have. But yes, it's very calculated as well, because I mean, the last fight, if I were there, I mean, there's a reason I'm not there, and this is exactly the reason. If I were there, I would have definitely taken a fight with Team QWERTY first, feeling like, okay, there's way too many people on the other side. Plus, they are constantly throwing nades at us. They're constantly seeking attention. Let's just get done with this one, and we can deal with the solo survivor in a bit. But no, they went ahead. They went ahead, made sure T24 OP was not getting those placement points or being able to capitalize on any of the frags that can be, stolen from a third party scenario. And then they went ahead for the fight with 40. So that was really commendable. But like, yeah, 4 chickens already for Agonex. Whew, huge numbers.
This week, yeah, huge numbers definitely, and as we can see in 9 matches, if you win 4 of them, it's a good conversion overall for any team out there. Again, GG's to Aegon XI8 with 124 points, R3G with 109 points. R3G still they managed to get a few points for themselves this match as well. 3x there, slowly closing in. XGeneration also right next door. Then we have Team BABLU. 7th element this week, they're a little slow, but I'm pretty sure with a win or two, they will keep themselves in top 3. But guys, as we experience a technical issue in between, in the final few moments of the game, apologies for that. This is something sometimes we cannot control, so we apologize for this technical difficulties. But what do you make of this second phase? Especially I'm seeing teams like QWERTY struggling a little bit. Then we have Magnus Esports down here, Freestyle, and also Team Quantum Rage, which were pretty good last week.
Well, absolutely. We did see these teams go really, really tough the last week, but this time they're just not able to make it. Like, even H2E had a chicken for themselves last week. This time they aren't able to crack the accounts just yet. So it feels like these teams are definitely trying. I mean, that's obviously there, but they're not trying in the right direction. It's like, it's a very simple physics law. Your force has to be in the direction of the work that gets to be done. So if you're not putting it in the right direction, it's not going to result in anything at all. So it just feels like they're pushing against a huge boulder right now and it's not moving. I would say persevere, but I feel like now there's not enough time left to persevere. Just move from near the boulder and go ahead, because this is not the time you try to move things in your way. This is the time you move out of the way, change your direction, and go back into the right track eventually.
Absolutely, a quick lesson from your physics book, and for all the young guys out there. But guys, we are moving forward. The day is continuing, and we are going to go on our third map, which is Erangel once again, with the group C this time around sitting on the benches. We have A, B, D, and E. So Team The Grounders will be again there to just get the maximum amount of primos and eventually do their ritual and get into the circle. But beside that, I'm really hoping that there will be a good performance, consistent performance coming from QWERTY this day, because the way they started, especially in this Erangel, previous one, they had a good match. They started well against Team Freestyle and Sanhok, but somewhat they just couldn't keep themselves like a full squad up. They lost Han first, then G first, then eventually they lost their players one by one. And the rest was as we witnessed, especially got eliminated from H2E. But again, that's the story of past. We are moving forward into the Erangel, and I'm hoping that consistency goes forward as well. But any wild guesses once again, Ehana? I'm asking this question and again. But yeah, Reggie's side, good pick, I must say. You're just learning. You're learning quick.
Yes.
you just cracked the core of this game as well, which is, in my opinion, it's a good thing to have. You're gonna get some personal fans for yourself as well by having the right predictions. But guys, again, a very good played path, and this time around, is slightly more converged, or I would say more leaning toward the western side, slightly, making it difficult for teams like. If I talk about teams like 3x or Team XGeneration to get to the shelter, it'll be a difficult one. But rest of these teams will, easily glide through. Team QWERTY will have some hard time getting to Lipovka, because as I can see from the playing path, it will be a gliding situation for them as well, or prison and mention. But rest of these teams will have a good drop location for themselves. Star can go to Severny. Then we have teams like 141 official. They'll definitely go up towards Zerky, North Georgia Pole. Team BABLU, they I was thinking maybe they made that adjustment of changing their drop location for only one match, but now the things are working and they just keeping themselves around Ferry Pair, which is again a good choice for them. But 3x this time around, not going style, but their center in Gotka, and we happy with their decision. It's been second time around. Whatever they chose for themselves, it's working out for them. Whatever they're predicting, it's working out for them. But overall, around 50% of lobby is already in play area, so it won't be difficult for much of the teams initially. And I'm expecting kind of late fights this match, Ihana.
Well, we'll see how it goes, to be very honest, because right now I am very confused with what Choto is doing. All of the players from the side of 52 Esports are situated in Georgiopol. Choto landed on the southern side, took a vehicle, followed Zarbaf for a second, and then made his way back, realizing probably that this is 3x and we don't gel. We don't gel. We should just go back. This is not a winning fight. BABLU changing their drop spot has really made things very, very easy for 52 Esports. They do get their hands on some of the greatest loot that is available on this map, and then after that, they do get to face off against TFD generally, which is not a team that shows up at the best positions. So it's a more equal fight for 52 Esports, and they are able to capitalize a little more in that position. The grounders generally do get their first frags towards onto BABLU. We did see it happen the last time when similar plane path showed up, where the grounders literally just took an early drop, went to Ferry Pier instead of Primorsk, and shot a couple of players from BABLU in the air itself, and then moved their themselves all the way back to the position on Primorsk. So I just feel like they are adapting quite a bit. I am, however, feeling like I don't know how beneficial this change of position is going to be for BABLU, because yeah, so far I've listed every benefit that the other teams have of it, but I do not know one for BABLU yet.
Yep. So, sure. Again, once again, talking about the situation, BABLU, it's a new terrain for them, and I'm pretty hopeful that BABLU will, get hold of it in few matches. But they are seriously looking for that momentum which they had on day two, and so far in the previous two matches, they couldn't find it for themselves. And Sanhok, I would say, was comparatively better performance than the one in Erangel, but BABLU is more of a big map team. The guys like to play on Erangel and Miramar, and I'm hoping that they will get the good out of these two matches coming forward as well. But rest of the teams on the eastern side, I'm seeing XGeneration and Shelter right very close to team QWERTY. Possibly there'll be a clash between XGeneration and QWERTY. The way I'm seeing XGeneration is closing in to the prison, it's just ringing the bells in the ears of Team QWERTY, and definitely make them alert as well. Team QR, they are going to their drop location, which is just Naya. For quite some time, they've been dropping, somewhere on the eastern side, middle of the map. But this time around, they realize, just play from the position where they are very strong on, and they have made a good decision for themselves. But HR, after realizing they're away from the play area, just doing an early rotation, which is a good decision for them once again. But what has BABLU on their mind? Because I'm seeing the way they're spreading out, they're just asking for trouble.
Well, talking about spreading out, I'm just having a lot of worry on my mind for whatever. Whatever are you doing, son? Like, all the way in Nova Upna when the rest of the team has already made their way back into the circle, and that too in the presence of Agonex I8. Are you having a death wish? Don't do that. Specifically, if you're already one of the teams that has had no good days so far at all, and I'm not talking about the biscuits here. I'm talking about the
the story for 3 of the team is over in this particular match. So 3x with solo survivor, QR with 2 players standing, and rest of the squads, at least 4 of them losing one of their players each. But in case of Magnus and TG, yeah, I'm happy with the performance because the way Magnus just started this match, it looks like it will be a double-digit number match for Magnus Esports.
Well, I'm hoping for the same. I'm hoping for the same, but let's see what the teams have in store for us because right now it feels like double-digit matches are not something that Magnus is having struggle with. The chicken is. So
Yes.
let's see what they bring us in dish this time. I'm hoping for it to be a chicken, but yeah, HellRaisers being on point right now. On point. They did make sure that they lost a lot of HP for TFD, but well, conversions are not coming in anymore. Wait a second. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to expect anymore. Both the teams are constantly delivering the same kind of performance. I'm not gonna name it or demotivate them, but yeah, this has to become better.
It has to become better. TFD on the side, losing players. Next is low on HP, and surviving players got eliminated from the rest of the players from HR. TFD is out of the game. 2 of their players knocked out. TS somewhat got eliminated in the process, which was, I believe, from the side of Team 52 Esports. Chotu was there in the picture, and he was dishing a lot of damage to the players of Team HR. But next is also got eliminated from the side of Team R3G. R3G taking 1 player from their team, but Halsey pushing forward. Team QR confirming the final eliminations on Magnus Esports, and within no time Magnus is out of the game. And as you were saying, they're struggling with the survival. And again, Magnus was surviving, Yana, as you said. So it wasn't a difficult thing for them to get into the fights, but what seems like difficult for them was to survive, and they couldn't survive any further. QR, with only 2 of their players, just confirmed 3 eliminations on Magnus Esports, and just showed them the way toward the lobby. But guys, again, apologies for the technical difficulty that we just experienced, with the sound and everything. Apologies for that, and we have pretty much fixed it, and hoping not to see it again as well. But Team 3x Medical Solo Survivor confirming the kill on QR Halsey, and QR is also left with their solo player standing, which is Goku Bot. But let's see how far this guy can go. XGeneration will confirm the player from 3x, and 3x is out of the game as well.
Well, 3x is definitely not going to be seeing more on this game, but yeah, we do still have a lot of names, and a lot of them are unexpected ones. I was expecting a great game coming in from the side of Regicide, did not happen. Agonex I8 already lost a player with no frags to their name. I mean, this isn't looking like the best game for most of the teams that generally do walk out with good games. QR as well is literally with 1 man surviving. The ground is not looking strong. I mean, is this going to be a match for the teams that generally do not have any matches for themselves? I'm looking forward to this one. This is very unpredictable, and that just makes it more and more interesting. Like, look at this. 52 Esports and Team Negatives, 2 teams that both need the points very, very desperately. Both going for desperate measures in this times and trying to make sure that they capitalize on it as much as possible, while they also make sure that the other team does not get the opportunity to do the same. The play zone is definitely going to be pushing in Joker 1v99 quite a bit, but in the meantime, I feel like we will be seeing Team QWERTY go ahead and make up a plan for themselves.
Yep, Team QWERTY, they just has blood in their surrounding. Team Negative Esports, after 3 eliminations in their backpack, they are just looking in a touch or something. But Team QWERTY Pop on the other side, confirming the final player from 52 Esports. So it's been a difficult match for all the solo survivors and the duo survivors, because it's getting rough for them to survive even an inch forward in the match, which is not a good thing to, eventually see for some of these teams. But almost more than half the lobby is out of the game. We are left with only 6 teams, with most of these teams with 4 of their players standing. But team on the other side, Team QWERTY, with only one success in their backpack, they are still eyeing for more. But guys, again, in the midst of all these fights, we apologize for the technical difficulties that we experienced, a moment ago, and we are hoping as a team that these difficulties, these technical issues are fixed, and we won't be experiencing them moving forward. So again, a concerned apology from our side. But Team QWERTY, pop with one elimination in the backpack. Team QWERTY is looking pretty, I would say, based in their position. They knocked one player down from Negative Esports, but Negative Esports managed to revive that player back up. But Egon is in the picture. It's getting difficult.
Absolutely, Aegon is definitely in the picture, but how long can they stay? That's the question. Because again, even after being one of the best teams, it does seem like Aegon has difficulties when they're not all four on the ground. They are currently just 3 players, and well, oh my god, okay, it's a slim chance, but it's still a chance. Team Negatives literally has a 15.38% chance of having a chicken to their name. So, ooh, looks good for them. It's a ray of hope. Let's see if they can make it work. We'll have to notice what's happening to the team at the current moment. Pinkman losing HP, while Buzzard as well isn't able to recover quickly. So like right now, it doesn't seem like the team has much going in their favor. They are gonna have all 4 standing on their side soon enough, and that just makes it a little better for themselves, while 1-for-1 officials are definitely gonna be losing their chances to Team Negatives. Why? Okay, Chief. That's some damage that you're dealing right there.
Oh,
Completely burst the whole vehicle off, injured
Oh, my
literally
goodness.
3 members from the side of Team Negatives. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt so bad.
Oh my goodness, the driver must be, must be on
Upset.
something, must be upset on something. I would say
Yeah.
he wasn't feeling himself, but the way he just, let the car fly, and for sure he was believing that he can fly. And Chief told him that, yeah, sure, man, let me help you out. And 3 of the players got a direct flight to the lobby, and Negative Esports, while having 15% of their chances to get the chicken dinner, they're pretty skimmed to 1 or 2%, which is something we often see for this squad. And now there is only solo survivor, sitting in the midst of all this chaos. But XGeneration on the other side, 4 of their players are standing. Seems like this is the wish time that you were wishing for quite some time, I would say. I'm just mixing some things up, but Ihana is pretty close to that point where possibly we can see XGeneration going for that chicken dinner. But Aegon side, with 3 of their players standing, they have the edge of the circle on the northern side. It can make things difficult for squads in the open, but I'm seeing that most of these teams that are playing pretty close center of the circle, Aegon side don't have a vision on them. XGeneration and Team QWERTY have a better chance to see players in the open, especially the final player from Negative Esports. But he's marking out. That's where he witnessed, and he just spotted the last player, and it's just a matter of time. Blue Zone will touch 0, and he will get eliminated eventually. But Team XGeneration on the other side, keeping themselves busy. Team QWERTY versus Team Aegon side is also happening. It's a 4 versus 3 for them. But on this particular front, it's 3 versus 3 for Team Aegon and Team QWERTY. Chief low on HP. XGeneration is also slowly and steadily creeping in. But look at Khan. He's just watching that side. He's just waiting for that right moment when he can strike with his sniper rifle and can eventually knock one player down from XGeneration. But it would be a tough task to do, especially for the players of QWERTY. But 0 has been put to his been stopped to his misery for this match, and Team Negative is out of this game. We are left with 4 of our squads, with 2 of their squads with 3 men standing. But what was that? Shami pushing in, taking player down from 1-4-1 officials, one of those players, and possibly another one. This is something I wasn't expecting as an end for 1-4-1 officials, but it is what it is. Team XGeneration with Alpha Boy with 4 eliminations, Shami with 4 eliminations, with 8 in total. XGeneration is looking promising.
Absolutely, and this is something I've been waiting for a while, as you mentioned. So I would definitely want to see this happen. And right now, if I get a little biased, I'm apologizing in advance because right now this definitely seems like one of the matches that could finally go in the favor of X Generation, and I would want to see that happen. As today could be the day that gives me what I've been wanting for a while. However, it seems like our players are definitely very thinly populated right now. There's not much crowd. There's not much chaos getting initiated just yet. But a knock has, however, still come onto a player from the side of X Generation. That is not looking good. Wolf Trucks, you are getting in the way for X Generation, and that is hard for X Generation to come out of because nobody has any idea where Wolf Trucks is. Bashir right now should be providing some cover, and there it is, exactly as expected. His cover is definitely coming on point. Voltrex has to constantly keep shuffling behind that one rock that he has to his disposal for cover, and that should be the only time where it would have been a great job if Bashir could reposition himself a little and keep his eyes set on Voltrex for a longer time, because now it's a lot to deal with. They don't only have to worry about Team QWERTY, they also have to worry about Agon XI8, and both the teams have their eyes set on X Generation. It's like nobody wants to see this team win but me.
Eager side realizes that X Generation have to push into the circle. There is no way around, and that is particularly that point where they will definitely get the maximum out of the situation. But the way Ozum spotted that head from Shami is just not getting enough from QWERTY and Agon XI8. He got knocked out like thrice by now, but Khan on the other side. Giving an headshot to the XC Bashir, and XC is down to two of their players, Thug and Alpha Boy, surviving. Shami Hacker, he got revived, but X Generation still they're struggling. They've been peppered down from both of the sides. They got XI and Team QWERTY. Both are making sure that Team X Generation don't survive for the mix. But there you go. Team QWERTY, they're gonna push forward. They want to confirm those final eliminations. It's been quite long that these guys been facing this, knocking down players from X Generation, not confirming those kills. But now Walter's going to take the matters in his own hands. IQ taking down another player from X Generation losing players right, left, center, and this time around Team QWERTY lost one of theirs, and Chief OG got confirmed by Alpha Boy. Three of the players from X Generation are almost out of this game. Only one is surviving. Agon on the other side is just waiting for the right moment to strike against X Generation and Team QWERTY, and now it's just a matter of time. Team QWERTY versus X Generation, so 3 versus 3 fight. Again, we are seeing this fight from the previous Erangel. Both of these teams were the ones surviving at the end, and let's see what would be the result this time around. Will there be a change, or this time around once again Agon will confirm that chicken dinner?
Well, that's gonna be definitely a question of the hour, and we are gonna be having to see these two teams go head to head with each other. Khan is already in a lot of distress. The play zone is also gonna be shrinking in on him pretty quickly. It's just gonna be Agon X with all the advantage of space inside the circle. It's literally a monopoly from the side of Agon. They are making sure that there is no room for entry of QWERTY at all whatsoever, and there it is, without even letting the circle close in. They closed the game for themselves with a winner chicken dinner flying right in, served on a very, very hot dish for Agon X I8, second one in a row. What a dominance!
And it is something that these guys are very capable of, and I'm very happy for Team QWERTY because they kept themselves in the game till the final moment. And again, it's part of the game. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but keeping your heads up throughout the game, surviving, which is in itself a big achievement for them. But chicken dinner goes to Agon XI8 with 16 total points. Not big numbers in elimination side, but still 16 points will serve them better and eventually put them on the first spot for overall ranking for both of the weeks. But for this week, they're just putting up leads in front of R3G and the rest of the teams down below to just catch up. But Agon XI, they are just getting into that beast mode that we all of us know them for. But guys, we'll definitely discuss about this after a short break. So be right back.
क्या बात है बच्चों, दिल जीतने वाली गेम खेल गए।
तो आंटी आपके साथ भी एक स्क्वाड अप हो जाए?
हाँ आ जाओ।
इस रमजान अपने स्क्वाड की गेम से बनो किसी की भलाई का मजबूत जरिया और खेलो सिर्फ दिल जीतने के लिए।
Welcome back, guys, after a short break, and we are back with the test segment after post match 3. This is your host Essen. Alongside me, I have Ehana. Ehana, again, a win for Aegon XI8, but the best thing is QWERTY wasn't, getting the momentum for themselves, but this time around, 2 consecutive matches, and they, just finished on the second spot.
Absolutely. They are definitely, more than capable of surviving in the game, that we've very clearly seen already. But I do want to see them get a lot more frags as well, so that they can actually be in a very solidified position on the leaderboard and also collect quite a few points walking into the finals, because it seems like the consistency that they are delivering, if it stays the same, we're definitely going to be seeing them in the finals, and that will be a great trip down memory lane, because I feel like finals are a great spot to go ahead and see all these teams shake it off. It's just going to be so interesting. I am excited.
It definitely will, and I'm pretty hopeful that it will be more interesting in coming days, because again, at the end of this week, we'll definitely see who are those top 16 teams will eventually qualify for the finals. But some of these teams are not learning from their mistakes. We have seen this quite some time. Negative Esports, Team HR, they are going for those early fights. They're confirming those elimination points, making it difficult for some of these teams out there, but eventually get eliminated right after that first fight, which is not a good sight, especially if you want to get into the finals. And all the time I mentioned this, if you lose your slot for PMPL final, this time it will be a difficult year for you moving forward, and you will get this chance again in the next year of 2024, which is for some time very intimidating for a few of these players. But let's have a look on the MVP of this previous match, and I'm pretty sure it will be someone from QWERTY, or maybe from XGeneration. We have Alpha Boy, first time just getting featured again. A very balanced and clinical performance by this player. 5 eliminations, 585 damage, 2 knockouts, 24 minutes of survival, and 132 healing. Just 132 healing in the midst of the fight, where these guys are getting peppered from 2-3 angles, which is a difficult thing to survive under. But again, good performance by XGeneration. A very good support by Alpha Boy 77 for Shami, for XGeneration Thug, because this guy was keeping himself busy, also giving revives to the team players, and just collecting few frags for himself and the team as well. So again, a well-deserving MVP, and a big GG's to Alpha 77.
Yep, definitely. But yeah, I still did not get to see the chicken coming in for XGeneration. It's just not happening. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know exactly what to pinpoint here. They have great games, but then it just suddenly shuts down towards the last circle. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, the people who did know what's happening made the best out of it. And let's just take a look at the top players who made the biggest impacts in this game.
Yeah, the impact is very certain, and it's mostly coming from XGeneration. 9 total elimination right on this graphic only, where Shamir with 4 eliminations, 5 for XGeneration, Alpha Boy 77. Then we have R3G Naki. Where was R3G? I guess they got eliminated pretty early while they were just trying to, keep it to themselves. While against having a fight, in the fight against Team HR and some of other teams. But Mr. Kala from the Grounders, 4 elimination for him as well. Then Khan from Team QWERTY, 3 eliminations, and some of these eliminations were a result of that precise shots from his sniper, from that Mohsen Negan. And it's been a long time we have seen some of these good snipers, but thank you, Khan, for serving those moments to us, especially against the players of XGeneration.
Absolutely. But yes, XGeneration has not fallen behind when it comes to the match summary. There's quite a few players from their side showing up into the occasion. But yeah, look at that. Even after ending up on the third position, they did have a 3 point advantage over Team QWERTY because of the number of elimination points that they grabbed for themselves. And yes, this is gonna place them on second position. But when is the dinner coming? Are the menus corrected? Are you serving for a vegetarian restaurant? I do not understand. Where is the chicken?
Where is the chicken? It's a big question, and X generation, they're just figuring it out, like how they're gonna serve it and how they're gonna get it every time they go for that aggressive approach, and somewhat it doesn't work for them. But let's see what will we have for the coming two matches. But on the second page of this particular match ranking, I'm seeing many of these zeros, which is again a part of the big problem. Some of these teams are not learning from their mistakes, especially this week, pointing out at NES, two of their matches were like an early exit. But let's have a look at overall ranking for this week with Aegon Exide with 140 points. They are just running with the first spot for themselves. R3G with 113 and slightly far behind, 27 points difference, which is a big difference for any team. But X Generation, with their consistent performance with their frags, they are on the third position with 90 points. 3X also in the mix. They just got eliminated pretty early previous match, but overall they're performing well. But second page, we have some improvements going on. QWERTY with just two matches just escaped from the 20th position to 16, and if they keep it going like this, I'm pretty sure by the end of the day we'll see them somewhere in top 12.
Well, I would definitely love to have that view. I mean, Team QWERTY, Team H2E, these two teams, even the last week, they weren't doing pretty good, but in the end, they made sure that they were in the top 12 to make sure that they were playing the bonus match. So I am expecting the same kind of, rush towards the end coming in from both of these teams. However, Team Tough, I want them to be very, very strong at holding their fort, at holding their position, so that this time at least we see them playing a good game towards the bonus so that they can enter the finals with great advantage. Let me rephrase, with some advantage, because great is going to be far-fetched for Team Tough as of now, considering the way their performance has been. It's just not the best that we have seen. And I mean, I have better hopes for Team Tough. I've heard from you as well that Team Tough actually has a lot of caliber, a lot of potential that they're just not putting out there. So yeah, want to see more, waiting for more. And yeah, just for all the teams that are refraining from giving us the chicken. Okay, I'm ready to make a compromise. I'll be fine with a vegan chicken as well. I mean, fine by me. Just get a chicken.
Yeah, it will be a sight, I just want to see a vegan chicken as well. Haven't seen it in a while, but again, some of these guys, it's a hard time for them to understand what they've been asked for. But let's have a look on the schedule of the day. We are jumping into Miramars. We're left with only two matches for the day, guys. And Group B is on the benches, so probably we're not going to see Team QWERTY playing this time around for this Miramar. Definitely they will join us in the final one. But Group A, C, D, and E will be in action. And the match is going to start in a few minutes from now. But again, referring to the point, I must say, some of these teams, their strategy, the way they're approaching the gameplay, it works for the first few stages of the game, like till the 5th stage of the game. But once they are too aggressive, overextending, just hungry for the kills, they get punished bad. And most of these teams, they just don't show any pity against the overextenders, the guys who likes to play risky, and they thrash you, though they obliterate you in a way that you would least expect. And in case of some of these teams like Magnus Esports, they were just rocking every other squad out there, but the moment they faced the duo of Team QR, they were just having no answers to the aggression, to that defense, I would rather say. Magnus Esports was a little more aggressive in that situation, but as we were hoping, the way they started, it would be a good end. But the moment we start hoping, guys, these guys just hop somewhere else. They hop to the lobby. But the match has started, guys, and it's the fourth match of the day and 14th match of the week. And we are jumping to Miramar. But again, very good playing path. Very good playing path. We've been seeing some of the good playing paths. Not like in the previous week we have seen most of these playing paths more focused toward the south side or the extreme north side. Edging on the map. But this time around, we're seeing some good player paths cutting these maps into like good halves and helping teams to just go easy to their drop location and don't have much of the stress of going for those vehicles initially and eventually trading out a few of their players for a Mirado, which is not a good thing. Players are more important than a Mirado, but some of these teams do risk for those vehicles and eventually pay a good price for that. But talking about this playing path, a very good one, very diagonal. I can see most of these teams are already into their drop locations. 1-4-1, a very interesting split, which two of their players are in the Bronca, one is in Campo Militar, one is in El Azar. No one is around, so it will be something not being punished by any of the oppositions. But overall, a very dispersed strategy from them. But look at that circle. What's going on, Ehana? Do you have any explanation for this?
I have no idea. This is, I mean, my guess is as good as yours. I have no clue what's going on right now because these teams are going on bringing up something random onto the board. For them, it might be calculated. From our perspective, it just feels very weird. Look at H2E. I mean, I get it. You had a great performance, but we know there is nobody around and you're going to be safe. Do you know that? No, you're still walking in solo and just trying to capitalize more and more space. So, okay, I'll bite. Let's see how long you survive. Impala, however, is going to get capitalized by X Generation, and that area is going to be a great start because X Generation being one of the aggressive ones that want to make sure more and more frags come their way, they could definitely make the best out of it. They have an easy team right next to them that is going to be freestylers very close by, which could be an easy target. And they also have a difficult team to start off with just to make sure that the last circles are easier than expected. So Egon XI8 is also going to survive right next to them. However, 3X, Seventh Element, Regicide, all of these other strong teams definitely are going to be very far away. They're out of reach as of now, but you can expect them to lose a couple of players here and there as well. However, Seventh Element, I feel like this is one of the maps that they make the best out of because even though they've had more games on Erangel, the kind of playstyle they adapt to, like collecting information and then working on it, like adjusting their strats depending on the amount of teams, amount of players around them. It's just easier to do on a map like Miramar, where you can be very far off and still make sure that you're getting the best out of it. So yeah, it just feels like it's gonna be a better map for Seventh Elements, if and only if they perform the way they were performing in the first few days of the series.
I would say I'm not that happy with their performance on Sanhok, but overall, Seventh Element they performed pretty well, especially even previous two matches. Look at their performance. Uh, in Erangel they managed to get to the top three. Then in the third match of the day, they were busy initially. They were picking up few frags here and there. They managed to get on the first page of the ranking for that particular match. But yeah, you're pretty right. The way they started previous week, expectations again they just stack up upon each other, and the more they perform, the more expectations come into the play. And we have seen Seven Element delivering all those expectations according to those expectations. And I'm hoping that either of any of these two matches we will see Seven Element popping up, few of those heads, few of those quick elimination for themselves, and eventually getting that chicken dinner or possibly top three position once again. But the team on our screens, XGeneration, we've been trying to decode what's going through their mind. Every now and then they start pretty hard. They start like they're just here to strike each and every individual out there on the battlefield, and they'll make sure that they get the most out of you. They just give you third parties. They give you like slam-ins, but the moment we step into the fourth phase of the game, somewhat XGeneration just start losing their players, and it gets harder and harder for them to just maintain themselves, just to keep it to themselves, that aggression that they have harnessed over the few stages before that, and they somewhat just burn into their own fires. But let's see, let's see what we have in coming
Well, I'm
days.
definitely wanting to have a piece of X Generation's com calls. I recently noticed Thug and Shamir Boy, and alongside them, one more player. I forget who exactly, but everyone was just having a great time. Everyone was laughing out loud, and I was like, I want to know which joke you just cracked. Oh, yeah, it was Bashir. I was like, I want to know what joke you just cracked, or do you have like a sure shot strategy for this one? What is going on? I'm hoping for the second one though. But yeah, with the smile that they had at that point, it felt like they have it in their pockets. It was a very triumphant and I got it type of smile. I'm looking forward to them being the ones that actually got it this time. They reached very far the last game, got disappointed, but it's okay. That's how life is.
Yeah, but it was a very risky position for them. Teams like QWERTY and Aegon Excite realizing X Generation have to leave that position, so they were just waiting. They were just waiting. XG, they managed to survive there for quite some time. It's very rare to see any of these teams surviving in this kind of situation where two of the squads are pushing at you. They're creating those angles, cheeky angles on you, and you still survive somewhat. But let's see what we have for the coming matches from X Generation. They are in the center of the circle. They are in a premium the real estate location on the map, which makes them more of a victim for all those teams coming from outside. And it will be a hard time for them in this match to defend Impala, because Impala is kind of an open city. There are two ways to just get into the Impala, and either way you use, you just surround the team which is already sitting inside. But we are seeing some heat markers on the map this time around. Evil Boy getting eliminated by the hands of TFD. One of the players is down from TG, and TG again, it's not a good start for them initially, because they have just stepped into the circle, and the moment they stepped in, they lost one of their players. But the golden Mirado, the gem of Miramar, is with the players of TFD. They picked it from Hacienda del Petron, and seems like they will be enjoying themselves for quite some time, because I really like this golden Mirado. Is that bling feel of Miramar, like you're just going around, and the moment in the fight the golden Mirado shows up, everybody is worried, like, okay, these guys have just aced Hacienda, which is a difficult drop location, and now they have the golden Mirado, so we have to be careful. But in competitive, I don't know, what should we make out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, competitive is definitely a completely different game, to be very honest. You have to be organized, you have to be strategized. So, yeah, as you said, I don't know what to make out of it. But yeah, the players from the side of Team Grounders already managed to lose Evil Boy without having anything in their advantage. The first blood of the whole, map was drawn by the Faulty Devils. Great start, but I am not sure if we're gonna see this continue. Finally, freestylers working on their name. They've initiated a fight, they've rushed in, they're trying to make the best of it. Miracle is already on his knees, but there's going to be an easy revival that is possible for him, while Cairo and Home to take care of all the players from the side of freestylers. There's going to be enough room for Zarbaf to go in for a flank. He's trying to come in from behind, but Black already knows it. Black has his eyes set on the spot. Zarbaf will have to fall back, and Black is going to follow through. This is an important fight for both the players, because this is what decides whether or not 3x even stands a fighting chance into this one. There's a great push coming in. Oh my god, that is going to result into an elimination. In any case, they are going to be walking in with a man disadvantage, at least, if nothing else. But there, look at it, trying to jump shoot, but dies on the spot. And that is it, a complete elimination of 3x at the 16th position. What is happening? Just like you said, I don't know what to make out of it.
This is very rare to see that 3x, the way especially Black and Malik pushed in, drop shot, he did the job. He, gave the first knock on 3x, they pushed in, but again, a 3 versus 1 situation, drop shot got eliminated. Malik just, buy some more time for Arham and Black to show up to the party, and eventually they won the fight for themselves. But GG's, another good fight from Freestyle. Again, much needed of these elimination for them. Unfortunately, they lost one of their players, but they got 4 elimination for themselves, so it's a good start overall. But on the other side, we're seeing Team TG and Team HR very close by. Circle have just gave its first shift, which is kind of more centralized in the outskirts of Minas Generalis and Impala. So Impala is no more a premium location. So A2E, they are moving as well up, towards the northern side. On the other side, we're seeing Team R3G versus Team Tough. Grappling Joker Sir is knocked out, will be confirmed. Team Tough Haji is trying to give some cover fire, but Waz is also knocked out, so it'll be difficult for the Team R3G to revive Waz. But let's see, I hope that Team R3G don't just commit too much to this place, but Tough Joker bleeds out. 2 of the players from R3G are down, and I believe this is the time where Team Tough should, just aggressively push in and confirm those frags for themselves. So it's R3G versus Team Tough. It's a 3 versus 2 situation. Haji pushing forward, Roshan with that utility. He's trying to make sure that he just keep the Tough at its bay. But on the other side, Roshan have a big difficulty. Back end on the backside, Team Tough also got third party from the side of Team TFD. Edgar is knocked out. Avenger will also fall to the Molotov, but Team R3G is just not getting enough of it. It's always like they're unable to just revive one of their players, and every time they just go for that revival is someone just showing up right next door. But Saad is pushing forward. It's time for Saad to just show up right on time and save Edgar. Otherwise, it will be done and dusted for Tough. But it seems like Tough Edgar and Tough Thor, which is Tough Haji, both will be left to themselves, and Team Tough Saad will just leave for the woods. They'll just go for the survival. But R3G somewhat surviving with all their 4 players, realizing that one more team is in the surrounding, which will be a difficult task for them to handle. But XGeneration versus H2E knocked down one player from XGeneration. H2E Tarzan is a little far away from the team, but once they pick up the Asad, it will be an easy go for them. But R3G Avenger definitely confirming those final eliminations on Team Tough.
Well, this does not look like the best position for Team Tough. Single player surviving, no frags in the name. They did quite a bit of damage onto R3G, but R3G got all of their men up and went up and running out of the zone. I mean, they had a great ability to actually come back to life and survive like zombies they do. And oh my god, okay. The troubles just don't end for them, do they? Like Knock just got knocked down. He needs a survival, he needs a revival, his team needs some hope, because they have to be consistent to make sure that they manage their position. But well, TFD, a team we do not expect much from, just goes ahead and shuts R3G down almost. It's just Waz, and well, Waz can very, very soon turn from is to was surviving, so we'll see.
Yeah, TFT with the 3 of their players in the picture. One of the players is slightly away from there, and Batok will go ahead and confirm the surviving to survive the last survived player of Team R3G, and R3G is out of the mix. So again, it's not the R3G day. I was hoping that R3G will try to close out that lead that Aegon Excite already put in front of them. But TFT, they're pushing into the crash site. Team 70 Tokosaurus also have an eye on the situation, giving some damage to the players of TFD. JD is down. Divine will knock down this player, and TFD might lose one of their player in the process of getting into the circle. But Leon on the other side somewhat manages to get in the circle. Now he'll have some peace of mind and also an angle to watch the players of 7 Element But Izzy is also low on HP, T24 OP. He's trying to knock one more down so they can push aggressively and confirm those elimination points. But 70 Tokosaurus realizing it's a risky position to hold because eventually someone will show up right next door and it will be difficult for them to hold on to. But let's see what plan Team 7 Element have for Team TFD. Leon is pretty far away from his team, and it could be the surprise which 7 Element would least expect. But look at that. BABLU Reviews is already there. He's just looking for the opportunity where he can strike TFT in their back and eventually take few of those frags there. But TFT, now it's a big task ahead of them. They have to get into the circle like 300 meters and they have to go through 7 Element, which is again a problem for them. So I'm seeing kind of another fight break in between 7 Element and Team TFD. On the other side, BABLU Reviews could be a victim to the sprays of 70 T24 OP or maybe Tokosaurus.
Well, definitely right now it seems like, oh god, just a second ago I was going to talk about Tokosaurus, and well, he's already been taken out, so no more talking about Tokosaurus. Just that's the game telling me that I need to give more credit to the rest of the players from the side of 7th Element, and I will if they survive. Right now they are taking a head on with the Faulty Devils. There is a very possible revival already going on from the side of 7th Elements. However, in the back, we are seeing 52 Esports showing up to the occasion and making sure that they build themselves a great party. However, on this map, in this position, if things go right for them even a little bit, it seems like Quantum Rage is gonna take the chicken this time. Unusual, but possible. Very possible.
Yeah, there is a big possibility that eventually, we can see QR getting that chicken dinner, but they have to deal with the final player of HR. Fear is there. He is trying to go head-on against a whole squad of Team QR, which is a difficult task for that guy, but eventually he'll try his level best. The team will push forward. They realize the guy is right behind the box, but still they somewhat couldn't just, figured out where HR's final two players are, but still it's a difficult thing to just hold on to HR. They are pushing forward. Goku will be getting some damage from players of HR's here. Also they will confirm here. The final player will push in. Next will also get confirmed, and HR is out of this game on the 14th spot. Slightly late, but surely leaving for the lobby earlier than rest of these guys surviving. But after these three teams getting eliminated, it'll be kind of little silent for a while. But I'm pretty sure there'll be more fights breaking in. But Aegon XI, they are pushing in onto the team BABLU. Aegon is low HP, 52 Esports location and cannot find one. Freestyle also been taken out. Freestyle is the one right now being in the crossfires, but Aegon XI is expecting Black to come up with this kind of performance, but at last Blade confirming final play from Freestyle, and it's over for Freestyle in this match as well. So even with that initial fight against Team 3X, still Freestyle couldn't manage to survive for long, and this pin kind of script repeating on some of these teams who have some early successes. But on the other side, we have Team BABLU with two of their players down, Team BABLU, Team Wolf, and I believe Pan are the only ones surviving right now. And on the other side, we have Team QWERTY with four of their players standing with 4 eliminations in their backpack. Seeing the situation, Team BABLU is the only one in a very favorable position into the circle, which will eventually will get stolen out by Aegon XI or maybe 7 Element. But the way 7 Element are just maneuvering themselves around this circle, they are grabbing a lot of attention from surrounding.
Well, the attention is definitely gonna be on BABLU, but are they gonna be making the best out of Team 7th Elements? They definitely are trying their best. to make sure that more and more trouble is caused for the team. While in the background, look at 141 official; they are not leaving any opportunity of dealing damage to any teams on these sides. Like we already saw, Quantum Rage, even after winning one complete fight, had a couple of knocks coming in from the side of 141. They were able to revive themselves, but it was still frags that could have actually become possible for the side of 141. And even right now on Seventh Element, they did take a frag. They are trying to deal damage to Team Star as well. It's very indecisive, it's very uncalculated, but it's still some action coming in from the side of 141. But yeah, they do need to pick one direction and move in that. Right now all they're doing is being a spoil sport for all the other teams that are around them, but they soon have to start making their own game plans and not depend on the location of the other teams. So we'll see if they're gonna be able to strategize that. But in the meanwhile, 224 OP will take complete revenge from Teen Wolf by shutting him down, while Bablu Band gets completely eliminated alongside. Oh my god, both of these teams, Quantum Rage and Seventh Element, somehow unknowingly teaming up against Team Bablu. The survival just did not become possible. The number of frags just wasn't good enough. Team Bablu back to the lobby with nothing in hand but two mere points.
Yeah, 2 points not gonna help them improve their position overall. But Team TG versus Team A+B+C+D is happening. Good cover fire from IQ, confirming the final kills, and TG's out of the game. But we are just left with 8 of our team, so half of the lobby is out of this mix, and it's just 5th phase of the game, and 6th phase, I'm sorry, and Team Q are on the other side, keeping themselves busy against Team 52 Esports and Team A+B+C+D. Once Aegon will have their players revive, they will definitely see the possibility of getting into the circle, and it could be a possible fight breaking down between QR and Team A+B+C+D. But 52X is also watching in the direction where Team Aegon and Team QR can possibly stick their horns together. But A+B+C+D, IQ taking one player down, possibly close to taking another player down, but Senior confirming that kill. Ghost will go for the revival. We still have some time, and if the revivals are possible, it will be another possible fight, another end to the fights of QR. But QR still, they are managing themselves. 3 of their players are up, and possibly after this, Team A+B+C+D will go for the fight. But Ghost getting another side also opened up. LC will knock him down, and Team QR, I believe they have realized that they are on an advantage, and that's the reason why they're pushing this aggressive forward. But 52 Esports is also in the back lines, which is making things difficult for Team QR to revive their players. And I believe QR will revive their players, but it will be difficult for them to move into the circle, because as 52 Esports is already guarding that angle. But once 2 of the players of Aegon are back on the track, they haven't realized Goku is right next door. Kozum will definitely go for those kill numbers. Kozum realizing that it's too late for him to just hold on to this position, because Blue Zone is right on his back and A+B+C+D is out of this match. So this time around, not a chicken dinner, but still they managed to get 6 points for themselves, and GG's to the players of QR, the way they kept themselves, kept A+B+C+D out of the circle. But another nade coming out from XGeneration, taking down Joker 1 versus 99. H2E Tarzan on the other side, keeping himself busy against Team XGeneration. So I'm seeing most of these teams with solo survivors. XGeneration with only 1 player surviving, 7E with 1 player surviving, H2E with 1 player surviving, and it will be kind of, I can say, silent match moving forward for some of these players, because they won't be participating much into these fights. But Tarzan and he will get spotted out, and Team 52 Esports would confirm that kill.
Well, we'll definitely be seeing 52 Esports trying to maintain their position right now. They do have 3 players on stand. Oh, I just keep getting more and more sure of the fact that QR is gonna make this one. QR keeps on getting stronger and stronger on this map. The way they started, it was literally just 1 frag in when the game started falling in place, when you could literally tell from the way they were playing that they have calculations in mind, they have strategies in mind, and when they do, they make the best out of it. They make the best of both worlds for themselves all around, and that's exactly what we're seeing them doing as of now. XGeneration on 0 frags all the way until right now. The laughter that we saw in the beginning of the match, not evident of anything, nothing at all. Just one man surviving, not gonna be able to do much for the team. While in the mix, QR is losing a couple as well. Gotta make sure that the revival comes in and still is away from the eyes of Hassan, because 52 Esports is trying to be a big pain to this team. On the other hand, 141 officials, again, a team that keeps on looking for the opportunities to make it more and more difficult for every other surviving one on the board to make sure that all fours stand. So 141 is going to be another one that is going to be a tough competition. Team Star, if and only if the circle is completely in their favor, will they be able to do anything? That's just their pattern. But they are definitely going to help, QR in some way or the other. That is by making life difficult for 141 officials. And in the meanwhile, 52 Choto will make sure that the complete team of X Generation is off the boards, and the placement points for fifth position are already secured.
Yeah, fifth position is in the reach now, but 50. Let's see, 141 official, what plans they have for for Team Star, and vice versa as well. For Team Star, seems like they're getting knocked from far away, which is kind of a regular thing in Miramar. But 52 Esports Chotu again knocking down the players from Team QR. Halsey on the other side throws a Molotov, confirm the final player of 7 elements. 7 elements will also have, good average, points for themselves. So like around 6 points in total. 3 of them come from the eliminations. But 141 officials, still a 4-man standing squad. QR on the other side have one of their players knocked out, but eventually they will, go ahead and revive that player. But Playzone will confirm one of the players from Team Star, which is not a good thing to see. But Team QR is now heads on against Team 141 officials. Senior taking down King, but 52 Esports Shotu will also take down Healthy and also get knocked out in the process by the hands of Senior. But 141 will confirm a few more eliminations on Team Star. Team Star is getting into a difficult side where it's least probable that they will survive for any further, which is 141 is making sure that after having their positions, they can go ahead and confirm those eliminations for themselves. But QR still 4-man standing. So as you were saying, there is a good possibility, around 40% chances of QR winning the match. But still, we have 52 esports into the game with 2 players standing. Then we have we have Star with 2 players standing. Then we have 141 officials with 3 of their players standing. Losing King was not a good idea, but QR bot, he's pushing forward. Eagle realizing the player is right next door. Goku will push forward and will get knocked out. Another player down. Utility is being thrown. QR Spark is down, and the final player will get a backstab from Team 52 esports, and 141 official are out of this game on the 4th position with only 3 eliminations in their backpack. So QR shouldn't just go for think it as a win as of now, but losing one of their player wasn't something they would least expect in the fight against 141 officials. But Team 52 esports, their attention is more toward Team Star rather than QR, which is a bigger threat than Team Star. But it's their choice, what they want to choose to handle first. But QR on the other side, after having 3 of their players up, it is kind of making, getting more easy for QR to grab rather than if we talk about 52 esports. And now, there you go, 2 more frags for themselves, and Senior will confirm both of these eliminations and make it the 3rd elimination for him as a whole. Goku on the side have 6 eliminations in his backpack, so it could be another good match for QR as well. So 16 points total is a 3 versus 2. QR is not going to take those risks because they know that chicken dinner is pretty in their close ranges. They just have to hold on to their strategies, whatever is working for them. But I believe QR have an idea where the players of 52 esports.
They definitely do there, and they are closing in very, very slowly with complete cover, with complete safety. However, they are making sure that the cover are not as shieldy as one would expect. The complete shutdown, the complete annihilation could have happened here from the side of Joker 1v99 for QR Goku. However, he manages to survive, stays in the fight, keeps it a 3v2, still manages to give his team the man count advantage that is available and not lose it and become literally on equal grounds. The way that 52 Esports is playing, it seems like they're gonna have their eyes on both the angles, but well, that is all they need to watch for. Hassan will get shut down here, and with that, Quantum Rage takes the winner chicken dinner that
Oh
they
my
have
goodness.
been waiting for a while. This was so calculated all the way from the start to the end, from the first frag to the last. Every single move, just making them stronger and stronger in the lobby. Oh, that's a celebration.
Oh my goodness, Team QR just threw a bait, and 52 Esports definitely pounced on that bait, losing both of their players to the already set players holding those positions. Spark on purpose went into the open, just try to give Hassan a challenge right on his face, but Team 52 Esports didn't realize that it was just a bait, just to get out of their covers, not to get into the fights. But QR winning this match with 18 eliminations for themselves, so another dominating performance from Quantum Rage. But guys, we will definitely discuss this after this short break.
Well, welcome back to PMPL Pakistan Spring Season 2023. I'm your host Anna, and alongside me is Ehsan. Ehsan, QR keeps delivering great performances. They show up once in a blue moon, but when they do, they make it bleed blue all through. I mean, the last time, if I remember correctly, they had 19 eliminations to themselves, 29 total points, and Senior had 13 to himself alone, which was record breaking.
Yeah, it was, and again, this time around, I'm seeing Senior once again keeping himself busy on the battlefield with 6 eliminations, 1000 plus damage, 5 assists. Oh my goodness, what this guy was just doing on the battlefield, because 5 assists is a big number, and 6 knockouts as well. So healing was too much for him. 599, got knocked out quite some time, but it's part of the process. When you are dealing damage on the opposition, you will also get damage in return. But overall, Quantum Rage, with this kind of performance, I'm pretty sure if they just keep it slightly consistent, it will be more of a big threat for all of the teams out there, because the way these guys play as a unit, they just always prioritize those revivals. They just go as a unit for the fight, as we have seen in the fight against Aegon Xide, against Team 141 Official, and seeing all these fights, like well curated fights where players are covering each other, looks like Team QR have a plan in their mind, the way they operate, and nothing can stop them from being one of the best teams out there. But let's have a look on the top player of this game, and I'm pretty sure there will be more from Quantum Rage, but I was least expecting 7th element T24 OP, but this guy just keep himself relevant any way or other. These guys are making some fans for themselves,
Absolutely. And well, I shouldn't be, but I am surprised to see 52 esports players up here as well. They did do a great job, but it's not usual for them to do great jobs. So I'm proud of them. I'm happy for their achievements. I'm just having a great time watching the way these teams are evolving all through these matches, and we literally have just one more to go today. The dime is passing on a flight. It's literally flying by, and we're just going on moving towards closer and closer to the finals, and it just keeps making chills flow down my body. Wait a second, what?
Yes,
Okay.
you just have to believe it. Magnus Esports can do it. Why not Quantum Rage Senior as well?
True.
Elimination points, definitely Goku with 7 eliminations, but damage, highest assist, highest healing done, it's all QR Senior. And when QR is playing, they make sure that they get the most out of the match, And we can see in the stats as well. Look at the senior is there, Spark is there, then we have Goku also featured in the highest damage. Then we have in the assist department we have Halsey and Spark with 3 each, also 3 assists for Goku. So it's the whole QR team been talking about. The highest healing done is again Team QR with 491 by Halsey, 491 by Spark. They didn't realize it was these guys were healing in a proportion to each other. But let's have a look on the match summary for this one. Quantum Rage with 28 points, which is a very good number. And the highest one we have already seen from these guys with the chicken dinner, and again one of the highest numbers for them in this particular match as well. But 52 Esports with 13 points. We have 141 officials with 8 points. Aegon with 6 eliminations, only 7 points in total, 1 placement point. But the Faulty Devils, they were busy from the initial. They were going to the fights. But again, the problem comes in when it's time to survive, when it's time to just hold on to their positions. That's where some of these teams have to work on. The 7th Element with 6 points, again, not a good performance, not a bad performance either, which is, again, keeping their heads up top in the top positions. But on the second page we have Freestyle with 4 elimination points, only success they had throughout the match, and H2A with 3 points in total. Team BABLU, Regicide and XGeneration with 2 each, but 3x Team Tough and HellRaisers are the one getting eliminated initially pretty early. 3x with only 1 success, but rest of these teams, Tough and HellRaisers, they just been a victim of sheer domination by teams like R3G, by teams like Quantum Rage, which is something we rarely see, especially in the case of Quantum Rage. But whenever we see it, it's top of the line, it's best of the best. But guys, overall ranking for this week, Ehana, Aegon XI, your favorite team is on top.
Well, that definitely is so, but I am seeing a great disparity of numbers between these teams. Aegon XI has 5 chicken dinners, and we don't have anyone else reaching 3. So, kudos. But Quantum Rage is making sure that they come back into the game. Those 28 points really boosted them quite a bit. They've come all the way to the 6th position. If I'm not wrong, we were seeing them on the 2nd page until now. So good job. Good job. I am loving the growth that's coming up from these players. But Freestyle, not looking good. Neither is Team QWERTY, the Faulty Devils, North Esports, HellRaisers. Anyone that is below 40 should be worried. And well, Team Negatives, even they are just being saved by a hair. And I'm being very, very, very lenient when I say 40, because we literally have teams about to reach 200.
Yeah, but as we can see on the top of the chart, Aegon XI, the way they're dominating, out of their 11 matches, they managed to get 5 of them in chicken dinners, which is a big transaction for any of the teams out there in this PMPL in a single week. And it's still just the 3rd day of the week, and we're gonna see 20 of these total matches by all of these teams. So who knows the kind of conversion that Aegon XI have. I'm pretty looking at a big number like 8 or 10 chicken dinners overall. But let's see if this push will get any sort of reality or something like that. But it's the final match, guys. We'll definitely have a look on the schedule. But before we go there, I must say, guys, thank you for your support. We really appreciate you all showing up here and showing your love for both of us, and also for the action that we guys are witnessing together on this PMPL Pakistan 2023 stage. Again, Ehana, as you were mentioning, it's getting swiftly pretty, the time is getting passed pretty swiftly, and we are about to go to our final match, in which Group A already leaving us, not gonna play that match, but it's again a Miramar. What do you make out of it? Do you think QR will go for another chicken dinner, or this time around we're gonna see Aegon XI?
I'm not expecting either of the teams to go for the chicken for this time. I mean, I'm not sure who it will be, but I'm pretty sure it won't be any of these 2 teams, because I just feel like 2 chickens is a lot already. Don't want a 3rd coming in for the same team. That will just make it more and more difficult for the rest of the teams. While again, talking about QR, they generally do have one match that is a great run, But once they do that, they aren't again delivering in the same momentum on the second one. I've never seen them do that. So I'm not expecting another one for either of them. Definitely not expecting one more for freestyle either. So it's definitely going to be a new name. Hoping for it, waiting for it. I'll just let the players surprise me.
Yeah, let's see. Because said it will be it will be a good thing to see another chicken dinner from I8, but again, it will make it difficult for to just catch up with these guys. Definitely, the first position is out of the reach. The things get least exciting for the viewers out there because we want to see those changes happening back and forth where teams are aiming for that top position, trying to get the maximum bonus points for their finale. Because guys, again, for a quick reminder, this is the last week for the league plays. Next weekend, me and Ehana, we both will be witnessing the finals, and top 16 will battle for that prize pool, which we discussed in the initial of our transmission as well. But again, it is what it is. We have to just more focused on this league play thingy because top 16 will qualify for the finals and top 12 will play that bonus match on Sunday. But again, things will get difficult. Things get least exciting for teams down below and their fans. But R3G, they're still battling for that first position. I'm pretty sure after 8 matches from tomorrow and 1 match from today, they will just try to get close to that first spot. But guys, final matches here, Ehana. It's the 15th match of week number 2, and it's the again the closing match of the day. A very good playing path once again. The playing paths are good, but the way the first few circles are forming is making it difficult for some of these teams to survive.
That sure is happening. But I feel like I can this time confidently go for XGeneration or R3G to be uh, the ones that make it because, well, R3G, we have been talking about them being consistent, them being great. We haven't seen much come in today. So this is their last golden chance at taking another chicken. They've been taking chickens every single day, at least one. So we'll see if they are able to continue with that today. But yeah, so those are my calls. I would really like to know from you who you think is going to be the one capitalizing this map, and then a little bit more about how you feel these drops are going for the day.
Yeah, seems like we have seen QWERTY playing some of the best games for this week. They managed to get to the second spot in both of the Erangels. They had a very good start in Sanhok. They managed to take few of the players down from freestyle. But overall, if I see it, I'm expecting more from QWERTY because if QWERTY get a win in maybe in this match or any of the matches, first few matches of or tomorrow's schedule, it will be an interesting thing to see because once QWERTY get the momentum, it's rare for any other teams to just stop that momentum, and we'll see them eyeing for that first spot in the finals as well. Because right now this is a new formed lineup. Most of the players that are playing in QWERTY right now are the new ones. Voltrix and Khans are the guys we've been playing together for quite some time. But Pop and Chief OG, they have been recently inducted. They are the recent ones to join in. So there's a slight, I would say, hole in the strategy, which somewhat gets exploited by some of these teams out there. And that's where the problem starts. But I'm pretty hopeful that QWERTY will eventually get that momentum and will start going for themselves. But looking at this circle again, a good part of the circle is up north, slightly outside the map, and the rest of the places which are available for players to hold on to. There are only 3 cities available. We have water treatment, then we have La Cobria, Torre Amuda, which will get eventually cornered in the coming shifts. But water treatment is a good position to hold on to, and that's what Team Star is doing. TFD is also close by.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Team Star is going to get a best position advantage here, and we have seen them capitalize on that once before. If it happens again, I'll be more than happy to see them not be just a one-hit wonder. But yeah, in the same time, I am also not gonna be over excited for them just yet, because that just puts the caster's curse, and I don't want to be the one doing that to them. They really need the victory right now, so not gonna jinx it anyways. But yeah, we are seeing Seventh Element going all the way back to their own, default drop location. Same for Agonex I8, two really strong teams, generally making sure that they are on two very opposite, positions. Impala is going to be capitalized by XGeneration, just like yesterday. We are seeing negatives, make sure that they go to La Vendetta whenever they know that Team Star is not going to be a problem for them. Earlier they were starting to try and get in the way for negatives a couple of matches, but yeah, this time it seems like it's going to be a lot of teams that get to be solo on their favorite drop locations.
Yeah, negative esports, they've been switching around a lot, especially in Miramars, because they were just doing that split drop strategies, which wasn't working for them. Sometimes they got picked by freestyle, sometime around their players will, get a surprise from Aegon XI8, which is not a good thing. In the initial of the game, you have to deal with these surprises, and most of these surprises are not the good ones. So negative again, they are learning from their mistakes, but again, the execution is kind of more more of an amateur execution. The way some of these desperate teams do, they like to go into the fights, they want to take it heads on, but the holes they leave for other teams to exploit, it makes it difficult for them to survive in the fights. Like, for example, even if they get the first knock on the opposition, they get two knocks in return, which just make things more favorable for squads like if I say so, BABLU or maybe Aegon XI8, because these guys, they are just accustomed to go for the fights where one player have this mindset of dealing with the whole team. He just wanted to clutch it out so his team can survive. So if in that case, if I say so, I must say negative esports have to learn a lot. It would be a learning experience for them, even if they don't qualify for the finals. I wish them the best of luck for the coming years of their competitive journey, but right now I'm not seeing that spark which can take them to the finals. Somewhat, if they go to the finals, yeah, they will fortify their position in I would say in the coming PMPL seasons as well. But on the other side, I'm not seeing them right now with this particular performance to eventually go to that finale that we are already discussing much about.
Well, I'm literally seeing H2E try to chase 141 in the complete opposite direction of the circle. They are gonna have quite a long distance to cover. It's difficult, it's desperate, it's unwanted, but again, something unavoidable. Both of these teams going again into a fight that does not result well for either of them. So I don't know why our teams keep creating these situations for themselves where they can win and still lose at the same time. But that's just something they've been doing these times. So I don't know what's going on in their heads, but whatever it is, I want a peek into it. I want to know what's exactly their thought process right now. But yeah, at the same time, talking about regicide. Whew, is this team gonna make it today? I am still questioning that part, because it just does not give me any fortified reasoning just yet as to why and how they can. Team Star, they were in a great position the last time the circle favored them. They did take their first ever chicken. Hmm, is history gonna repeat itself, or is Seventh Element just gonna make it done and dusted for Team Star already?
Yeah, but again, in this particular situation, it looks difficult. Even Team 7 Element will have any success on the players of Team Star. Like, if they manage to knock one player down, it will be, it won't gonna take forever for them to just close on to the players of Team Star, and it will be a difficult situation for them, because by the time they will arrive right underneath this bridge, the player from Star will be healed up, revived, and it will be again a 4 versus 4 situation. So everything will be in vain for all the efforts they will make. So the good bet is just close in, go on a full-fledged head-on fight, and just play with your chances. Like, make it 50-50 for either of these teams. So Let's see what 7 Element is gonna do. But right now, with these peeking, poking, seems like both of these teams are not interested in a full-fledged fight. Otherwise, they would have done anything, any actions to prove it wrong. But there you go. Circle shifts. Team Star. Now they have to move as well. Same goes for Team 7 Element, realizing that there's no more time left. But Magnus Esports will take it down, buzz it, and they'll definitely buzz that guy out of this lobby. The rest of the team, Negative Esports, is going away. They're just going for those close quarters where they can just hold on to this. But Magnus then taking another player down from Negative Esports within no time. 4-man standing. Negative is just left with only 2 players surviving, and now Magnus realizing that these guys are going for that same compound. Not so. There's a change of plan, and let's see how far Magnus can chase the players from Negative Esports. Seeing monster truck or spotting a monster truck from this far away is not a big deal, but there you go. The mistake could be one of the bad ones, and if finisher go for a spray, it would be a more convenient way to just knock the player down rather than using a mini 14. But Magnus Esports, they have just tasted blood and now they want more.
Well, it does seem like Magnus is definitely gonna try and chase Negative Esports all the way out of the lobby. It's not enough for them to feed off of just one player, but they are missing shots constantly. This is not working out. What is happening, Magnus? How are you not connecting any shots at all, not dealing any damage at all? This does not look like the Magnus we know. This does not look like the Magnus that was literally ruling the leaderboard at one point of time. This does not look like the Magnus that we can have hopes from. It's getting more and more disheartening. It's getting more and more difficult to root for them going forward. It's getting more and more, unlikely to see them win at this point. But yeah, in any case, they do survive with all fours. They have a couple of frags. Suddenly, they look like one of the team that has a certain chance as of on the leaderboard that we have on our screens. But other than that, I'm not seeing much for them. Not this match.
Yeah, your point of missing out shots was like on point. They got a chance like twice or maybe thrice where they had the vehicles from Negative Esports players in the open, and they can go for the vehicle burst because it really helps you to just shoot at a target that is bigger than a player, which you can really I can say get the most out of in a fight like this. But there you go, team realizing the right forward, realizing the player could be close by, and this is a big surprise, but timely Focusaurus will help him out. But Jen is also there. It's a 2 versus 3 situation right now. Team 7 Element realizing that it's time for them to just get the players out of the game, and once they will revive their player, it will be a 4 versus 2 for Team Star. 2 of the players from Team Stars are out. Now another one down. R3G was will third party. Destroyer is low on HP, and the moment he will try to go into the cover, he'll expose himself to the players of 7E, and Roshan on the other side possibly will confirm those kills. Jen is out. Waz will confirm that kill with a mini 14. Destroyer was low on HP. He healed himself, and Team Star possibly will get eliminated from this game. It could be the first one getting out of this match. So as we were discussing the positioning thingy, it doesn't feel like Team Star gonna get any of those positions and got eliminated on 16 without even confirming any elimination for themselves. But 7E, as we were expecting, if they have a plan, they will go ahead and execute it, and they executed it well and confirm those elimination points for themselves, and now sitting pretty nice on the northern side of the circle. 2 quick successes for 7E. R3G is now eyeing on 7E as well. The position is pretty nice. There's a good amount of hard cover available where 7E is residing right now, but still it comes with a big risk. But 141 officials with R3G, they're taking fights, or was taking down 2 of the players. H2E Tarzan also getting eliminated, H2E losing one of their players. But R3G on the other side, I'm pretty sure they have a plan for 141 official. Tough Joker will push forward. Hassan will right now help one of his player. Joker 1 versus 99. to just knock one player down from Tough, but Team Tough is gonna push forward. Look at this. They have
Didn't know
at
this.
the back, and this is something Team Tough don't want to lose. It is a drop shot, but all in vain. 52 Esports is out of the game, but there is a third party possibly coming in, which can keep things, turn things around for Team Tough. And Magnus Esports is the one doing that third party on them. Team Tough, they had a good fight, but losing your plays like this really hurts. But on the other side, Magnus is pushing forward. Team QWERTY's pop taken down. On the other side, Negative's Pinkman is being taken down by Chief OG. Chief OG will push forward and we'll do this for once, confirm it once for it. But look at this, Khan going in open, taking one player down for Magnus Esports. Magnus have to realize now it's time to push forward. Another one down. Chief OG will confirm that kill, but third party, I guess so, or Magnus Drolan coming with that fire and will knock down the players from QWERTY. There are final two players surviving. Zipian is also there, and I believe so Zipian will go ahead and push into the direction where he can possibly confirm the final elimination on Team QWERTY. Now Drolan and Zipian full in HP, they will push in. It's a 1 versus 2 situation. Khan is getting revived. Chief is waiting for that right time. Revival is being stuck, and now game over for Team QWERTY. Magnus will confirm those eliminations. Unfortunately, they have to sacrifice Zen, but they got the maximum out of this whole duel and managed to confirm 8 eliminations in total for them by now, which is in itself a very good performance. But Team Tough still surviving. Aegon Excited also getting knocked out. On the other side, Blade confirming the final 2 players from Negative Esports, and Negative once again put to their misery, and afterwards it's another team getting eliminated. So we are left with 12 top teams for this particular match, and seeing this, I feel like Aegon Excited, they're aiming for another chicken dinner, or possibly it could be R3G this time around.
Well, I'm definitely hoping for R3G to actually go ahead and claim this one, but yeah. In the meanwhile, we are soon going to be seeing the elimination of Tough X as well. It doesn't seem like they have much to live for anymore, at least not on this map at this time. But 1-for-1 official and R3G in a much closed quarter than you would think of in a map like Miramar. And well, R3G making the best out of it. They are collecting frag points left and right, and with that they make it to 6 frag points and all 4 men standing. So definitely a strong contender for this one. Let's hope it turns out to be right. But yeah, I mean, I've already said that I think they will win. That means they won't, because that's just how my predictions work these days. It's weird.
Yeah, we'll be confident about your predictions. You definitely had a good prediction in case of previous Miramar, where QR managed to get the chicken dinner at the end of the day. But Team Tough with their solo survivor Saad confirming another frag point, which is a good thing. 3 points in total for their frag, still in top 11. But H2E Asad, also another solo survivor that TFD gonna just grab the opportunity on and will confirm that player. TFD with this another success would have 4 eliminations in their backpack. This is how TFT likes to operate. Even in the final few days of the league plays, they just come in, they just charge in, they confirm few eliminations, go ahead and qualify for the finals, and in the finals, that's where TFT struggles sometimes. But this time around, I feel like they're an experienced side, and they will be performing some of these miracles on the battlefield, which they promised this time around. But R3G on the side, getting knocked out. TFT Leon will confirm. Avenger, Knock is also knocked out. So as we were discussing about R3G, I believe your prediction is working.
Well, all of it keeps falling in place except for the one that I make about who's gonna win. So we'll just see. Today, yes, as you mentioned, I had almost forgotten about that one. That did work out. So yeah, happy about it. In second week, that's probably the only one that has worked out. In first week, literally everyone was working out. So it's just very difficult to know when I'm on my roll and when I'm not. But on the roll right now, the one that isn't is R3G, getting knocked down one after the other. And well, 7th Element will also provide some food to the fodder for the side of Team Faulty Devils. This team, they they hardly ever perform, but when they do, they make life so difficult for all of the teams that people are rooting for all of the teams that are statistically strong, that are, advantageously sitting on the board. It just becomes very, very unpredictable with TFD. But we'll see. I feel like Agonex I8 is definitely looking very strong right now. Northeast Sports is situated very close to X Generation. This is a difficult spot because X Generation is a kind of a team that just loves to have those fights, loves to quarrel around and just, make sure that they have more and more frags to themselves. Not only that, I also feel like X Generation players, they are literally trained to fight solo. They all just want to focus on their own frags, and I think that is one of the reasons, because they do not have the kind of team contribution that is required for a chicken dinner, that they are still sitting on the top table but without any chickens to their names. So they're a hungry win contender, but we'll see. We'll see if this is going to be any different, because so far I feel like all of their players individually do great deliveries in performance, but as a team they are failing a little, and that just does not seem like the right way to go about in a game that is made for teams, that is made to be played in squads. So you just got to be very, very careful of who you're choosing to play with and how well you are able to gel with them, to be relying on them to make sure that you get the best out of the situations. But yeah, in the meanwhile, North Esports, a team that is again one of the ones that has great team coordination. But then here the problem is the individual skills generally fall below the table for most of the players. And mostly we do have to see just a couple of players trying to carry the weight for the rest of the team. And this time I feel like Nightmare is the only one that is playing and is one that you could trust with the individual gameplay, while the rest are just floating by along in the boat that he has built for them.
The guy must be strong because he's been, carrying the whole team. So,
Yeah.
and he has, yeah, you're right. Most of these players, if we talk about Iron, it's the first PMPL for Nightmare, but for a young player like Nightmare, it's a dream come true. It's not a nightmare anymore because,
True.
the way he's playing, it's wonderful to see that he managed to get some more confidence for himself. But talking about NES overall, NES is not in the true colors that we know them for. And again, let's see what they have for us in the finals as well. I'm seeing them qualifying, but let's see how far they can go for the prize pool and eventually the qualification. But talking about the situation, we have another centralized shift which centers no one. No one is in the center, but it gives some edge to the players of Team TG. It gives an edge to the players of Team NES. So the eastern side of the circle is kind of more populated. That's where the more skirmishes will break in. But Egon side, they are moving forward. They want to get the control of the south side of the circle, which is a good thing to have. But NES on the other side, they are just shooting across the map just to get more attention from surrounding teams, which are already eyeing for that position which NES been holding for quite some time. But Egon side goes up pushing forward. Easy Boy is low on HP. Easy is down. Egon is pushing forward. Buttock is a solo survivor, and I believe the rest of the team has realized where's the Buttock, and definitely they will go for the Buttock hunting and will confirm the last bit, not the last bit. Sorry for using the foreign language. But Team TFD, the Faulty Devils, are out of this match with some good successes, 6 eliminations in their backpack. But now they have to deal with the threat of R3G right next doors, which is kind of more neutralized. They are just left with 2 of those players, which I believe Blade or IQ will definitely keep an eye on, because that's what their job is. But NES Nightmare and XGeneration, they are pushing forward to that position which everybody wanted to go and proceed with that push. Nightmare will try to get some damage, but the guy was on a disadvantage. There were 3 of those players shooting at him, and Bashir, look at Bashir, the way the players of XGeneration are positioning themselves, it is making it difficult for NES Maxi to just hold on to. But Bashir is knocked down, Thug is knocked out, Iron is trying to confirm those elimination points. But on the other side, NES, It's only one player standing, and he is against two of those players from XGeneration. Shami boy is the real threat, I must say, because he is very close by, and it can make things difficult for NES Iron. Shami boy pushing forward. Thug is also bleeding out, and he is asking for that revive, which is very much needed. XGeneration Shami, he is not pushing forward. He's just waiting for his team members to join in. But as RF is up on his feet, it will be a 2 versus 3 situation for Team NES versus Team XGeneration. There you go. Some more utility coming in. You know, they're pushing forward. Iron realizing that players are surrounding. It will be difficult for them. Shami pushing forward. Rashid is there. It's a 1 versus 2. Taking one player down. Second one down. It's an XGeneration 1 versus 2 for the guy. But difficult task once again. And Alpha Boy will confirm that kill in XGen with their 6th elimination in total, taking out another threat from the lobby, which is Team NES. 4-man standing NES just, you know, saw the worst situation in front of them and couldn't cope up with that, and eventually losing their fight against Team XGeneration. But Agon XIA still surviving with 11 eliminations. As we were hoping, this could be another win for them, but let's see how far they're gonna go with these numbers, because I'm seeing the kind of numbers they have accumulated for themselves. Looks like there will be another dominating performance by these guys. But Q are still in the mix with 3 eliminations in their backpack. XG have a good compound on the eastern side, making it more favorable for them to survive for quite some time.
Absolutely. Right now, it seems like all 4 teams that are on board are equal contenders of this chicken. And not only we, but also the stats feel the same way, because these are all strong teams, very calculated teams on one hand. And then one in the mix is XGeneration. Not a very calculated team, but definitely a very aggressive and very on point team when it comes to individual gameplays. We just have to see which one is able to do more damage to the other, and that is exactly what will decide which one from here takes the chicken, because all 4 are really strong. Quantum Rage could definitely be one of the teams that gets a double chicken for themselves, and it could be a day of double chickens. Agon XI8 could create a whole new segment for this tournament, making it a 3 chicken day for themselves. XGeneration could finally come up with one for themselves if they do win, because they have not had one ever since the start of the league. And 7th Element, one team that we've been saying constantly does great performance, has great teamwork, but isn't able to crack the code just yet, not in the second week at least. They too might have a shot. All 4 have equal opportunities as of now, even though the stats right now on the board do display XGeneration as one with the best chances. I'm not sure if that's definitely going to be the case, because this team, again, as I've said many times before, just fails to convert all of their aggression, all of their rage, all of their plays into a victory. So that's just something that falls in their way when it comes to being a team. But yes, Halsey is going to have a close quarter with one of the people from the side of XGeneration, while other two go ahead and chase Senior down. Senior, this is the last opportunity you have to make your team survive, but no, that is not going to work out. One knock more for Quantum Rage. Now it's just one man standing. Halsey, Thug. Thug is just gonna wait slowly and steadily. Gets knocked to a nade. But there's backup. There's a whole lot of backup. Bashir is gonna go ahead and take the fight and win it at the same time, leaving Quantum Rage for the 4th position. And well, as expected, as suggested, they do have great plays coming in, but they are not the kind of team that goes in for 2 consecutive chickens. So they're definitely not going to be able to make it past the 4th position this time. But it's still looking like a game that Agon XI8 could make the best out of. They have the best of everything. They have the best of individual players. They have the best of teamwork. They have the best of strategies as well. So every single thing that all our teams are waiting on from the side of 7th Element and XGeneration, all the disadvantages that these teams hold, they are checked off by Agon XI8 already. They could be the winners, even though I'm still hoping for XGeneration to take it.
Yeah, you've been waiting for this moment for quite some time, and rightly so. These guys been displaying some sublime performances, which makes us expect more from them. But XGeneration in this particular match is in a different touch, and the way they're finishing off their fights, it looks like they're aiming for that chicken dinner. But 70 is still a mix, can make things difficult for XGeneration, and as we can see, the 8th stage is about to close in. There will be no more circles from the, after 15 seconds. It will be a difficult one for XGeneration because they are right now kind of more, on the edges. But look at XG Bashir. He takes down T24 OP, but Divine comes in with the cover fire. Ashad will also get knocked out. XGeneration with 2 more successes for themselves. It's time that Aegon X8 will push forward, but XGeneration will confirm those elimination points for themselves. Divine is the solo survivor, which will get an angle from Aegon X8 and can possibly get eliminated. But there you go. Stage 9 is there. Divine is making sure he just bites, more into the back of XGeneration, putting them on, a kind of an uncertain situation for them to push forward. Alpha Boy is low on HP. The moment the guy will come in the open, Aegon X8 will have an eye on him and will confirm that kill as well. But Playzone will take the final player from 7th element, keeping the 3rd rank, which is again a good performance. 10 points in total from the side of Team 7th element. But this time, Aegon X8 pushing forward. Alpha Boy with the nade, taking down IQ. It's a 3 versus 3 situation. Thug is moving forward. Aegon X8 is there. Blade is trying to push forward, but Ghost have to play his role. Alpha Boy low on HP. Shami Hacker is there on the left side, and Thug and Alpha Boy pretty close to the wall, make it difficult for themselves because utilities will be dropping in, and it will be difficult for them to maneuver right, left, center, because that's where the problem starts. But Ghost with the utility, Alpha Boy taking down Aegon X8, IQ with his Molotov. So it's a 3 versus 3 situation. So 50-50 chances for both of these teams to win this fight. But another nade comes in. Alpha Boy low on HP. It could be a following utility from Ghost. But Shami's position is still unknown, and the guy can be a big thorn in the side of Team Aegon X8. Look at this, the way this guy is popping in, and a Ghost will take him down, and Alpha Boy is also low on HP. So 3 versus 1 now, and Aegon will confirm the 3rd chicken dinner for the day, and it's another winner chicken dinner for Team Aegon X8. XGeneration came pretty close, just got a smell of that chicken dinner. Just got the smell of that chicken dinner, but couldn't taste it because Aegon X8, they mean like, man, we are just stocking it for the Eid, or maybe some iftaris. So let it be with us. So another one down for Aegon, and they played 12 matches, won 6 of them, which is in itself another record, which I'm seeing not many teams to hold by this time. But 24 points, 14 eliminations in total. Guys are running with the first spot. Hannah, what are we gonna do with it? Should we just, just let these guys not to play anymore? Because I believe Aegon X8, the way they're playing it, making it more difficult for all the other teams out there. Guys, GG's to the players of Aegon, but give us a break, guys. Give us a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You can see the smile on the face of Ihana and also on my face, as I was expecting XG to win, as Ihana said. You know what I mean, guys. But XGeneration, Shami was coming up with his tricks, but didn't realize Ghost had few down his sleeves as well. But GG's, man. GG's. What else we can say? XGeneration, one heck of a match after a while. 7 elements still consistent, keeping themselves in top 5 positions. We have seen them popping up in Erangel, once again in Miramar. So out of 4 matches today, 7 element had like 2 of them going pretty good for them. But overall, what would you say for I8, Ehana? I can see those smiles. I can see your sparkling eyes after the performance of I8.
I mean, what is there to say? They have created such a huge wiggle room for themselves that it's just gonna look very, very difficult for everyone else. There is no room for anyone else to actually go ahead and capitalize on anymore. 3 chickens in a day. Not only that, like, it's a 75% conversion rate for a team that is battling 15 others every single match. How do you do that? I have zero idea how a team can perform that well in a week while the last one has been so difficult.
Yeah, but what would you say about this MVP? Seems like Ghost have like very good performance for him.
Well, that's true. Ghost definitely did have some great performance, but in the same time, as I was already rooting for XGeneration, I have something to say, and I don't want people to get mad at me for this. Inshallah, boys played well.
Inshallah, it's been a story for many of the players out there. They went way, they came close, to the victory, but at the end of the day, the teams that are more based, the teams that have a plan, and they can, teams that can hold on to themselves for, in situations like these, at the end of the day, just grab the victory for themselves. But it's been a wonderful day for Team I8 with 3 chicken dinners in their backpack. These guys are good for like 2 weeks from now on. I'm not sure what they're gonna do in the finale, but definitely I can see a glimpse of the performance, a glimpse of the kind of performance they're gonna bring forward in the finales. But guys, top player, we have Aegon XI, 8 Ghost on the first position with 5 eliminations, 734 damage. Then we have Shamir, the front line assaulter for XGeneration, Adrenaline with 4 eliminations, 882 damage. Just keep in mind, Magnus Esports got eliminated pretty, early, especially, if we see this game, we had a kind of mid-game, Magnus was out for the lobby, but rest of the players, these are the 2 surviving teams for the final fight. Psycho, which is Alpha Boy, I guess so, or yeah, today he might be using a different name, with 4 eliminations for himself. Uzum with highest number of assists in the match summary, as it said. And again, a very good performance by Aegon XI. But looking at the match summary, looks like it's more of an Aegon summary than rest of the team summary. I can see Shamir Boy popping up in 3 or even 4 of these stats, where in the highest elimination he got 4, in highest damage he got the second highest one, in the highest assist he got 3 assists for his team, and in the healing done 405 healing for himself. So been busy for quite some time, and XGeneration have showed with their performance that these guys are constantly aiming for those high kill games.
Absolutely. And I mean, I am still gonna hope for a chicken from these guys eventually. I'm proud that they went all the way to the second position. They shouldn't have backed up against that wall, like you said. But yeah, I guess in that moment itself, they did not, know as well. They weren't as wise in that specific moment and fell prey to Aegon XI. You shouldn't be underestimating a team like that. They definitely have a lot of experience and a great amount of, confidence to roll around with. Plus also a wiggle room to actually afford taking high risks with. So yeah, it just seems like there was a great last match, but it did not go the way that XGeneration would have hoped. But Aegon XI just going on claiming new and new records every single time. I mean, so proud of them. And on the other hand, we still do have teams that get no frags at all, that get no placement points at all. What can we do about these teams, Ayasan? What can we do?
141 officials, I was least expecting them to see them down below here. H2E, same thing, but Team Star, they're not learning from their mistakes, as Negative Esports and HellRaisers are also. But in the fight which Team Star lost their player wasn't a good strat. The way they're splitting up in a distant ridges from their players, they cannot give them that cover which is much needed, guys. But we'll move toward the overall ranking for this week so far. 12 matches being played. Aegon XI with 6 wins with a conversion rate of 50%. 70 placement points, out of which there are like 60 placement points only coming from the chicken dinners.
Yep.
So just look at the performance. So again, elimination points 100 plus. So the century in the elimination points as well. Regicides on the other side, they are just trailing behind quite, around 48 points of a difference for them now, which is hard to grab, but R3G should be happy with the second position. XGeneration, a massive improvement today, 110 points, third position, but second page is where the problem starts for most of these teams. QWERTY, unfortunately, they improved a lot throughout the day, but they couldn't make it to the top 12 as I was expecting. 41 points. Top 12 was not that far. At least a 6 to 8 point would do good for them. Would at least place them pretty close to that position. But overall, HellRaisers, not major changes. Magnus Esports, not happy to see them down below. Freestyle and the Faulty Devils. Faulty Devils, Team QWERTY, Team Negatives, all three of these teams have a potential to actually go for the first page. Negatives with an improved position this week. Looks like they have some plans for the finale, but man, you guys have to amp up. You guys have to just come up with a plan, or I can say more practice as a team.
Yep.
Because we can clearly see it. Even we don't know what kind of communication is happening between you guys, but we can clearly see there's a lack of communication. There's a lack of planning, and which is biting in the back for them quite some time, and it's not a good sign for them to actually play on this big stage.
Look at that. I mean,
rank.
I feel like by the end of the week, we will definitely have one team that has double-digit chickens, and it's gonna be Aegon X8, and that'll be the only team that will be, crossing the century for chicken placements.
Yep, and we can see 10 chicken dinners could have a big effect on to the placement points, because you can see they have played 33 matches, and out of those 33 matches they won 8 matches, out of which they won 6 matches this week, and around 80 points are only placement points. So if you take out those 8 matches out of these 33, 25 matches, they managed to get only few of like 40 placement points.
Yep.
But elimination points are on point. 3x on the other side. Pretty aggressive squads. 183 placement points. 7th Element still managing themselves in top 3. And so far, kind of consistent. I'm pretty sure in coming 2 days, we're going to see some chicken dinners from them. There are also another team with the highest number of chicken dinners. But on the second page, few things are not changing, which is the position of Team Negatives, Team HellRaisers. Faulty Devils, they have slightly improved. QWERTY, they somewhat are close to the first page. Then we have 141 officials. Don't want to see them here because the way they performed in the first week of the league play, I'm hoping to see them on the first page as well. But some things are not working out for Team Tough 52 Esports as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, do we even have to talk about Team Star, Team Negatives, and HellRaisers? I just feel like, I don't want to be mean, but I'm not finding anything good to say for them. Team Star, great job getting that one chicken, but that's all I can say for these teams, considering the way the things are right now. It's just getting more and more difficult to be able to support the underdogs going further from here, because they are not even trying at this point. It seems like they've just given in. But yes, looking at the max eliminations, Miracle has finally been dethroned. Just by a little bit, but finally. It took really long though.
Yeah, it took like it's almost, if we count it out, it's been 8th day of league play.
Yep.
And for that long, this guy been on top position, but still it's the run for the $1,000. Who knows, by the time we will see this graphic for the next, for the next few days, it will be changed a lot, and we can see Shamir Boy very close, Noki very close to the 60 elimination points, and the things which really impressed me in the performance of IQ is the damage he dealt. Like, it's a difference of almost 1,000 damage if we compare it with the damage from Noki or Shamir, and also seeing Uzum here after like 2 or 3 days of domination from Team Aegon X8. Looks like there are more players gonna come into this ranking from from I8 as well, and will just snap the chance of winning $1,000 from either of these players on the screen. But let's have a look at our match summary, day summary. I'm sorry, not match summary, day summary for all of the matches that have been played, and it's been kind of an Aegon X8. Yeah, it's Aegon X8 summary. They played 4 matches, 2 Erangels, 2 Miramar. Out of those, They won 3 of them, and the one they just somewhat couldn't manage to get the chicken dinner. They lost the fight against the team which eventually won the match.
Yep.
So it is more of, I can say, an egg on day.
Yeah,
It's not Friday, it's an egg on day.
it's definitely. And is it still Friday anymore? I guess it's already Saturday. Yeah, it's already
It is
Saturday.
Saturday. We started on Friday, and it's
But
been a
you
day
said
long.
Friday. Are you trying to April fool me because it's the 1st of April now?
Okay. I should have said something which could be witty, but I can see there's nothing more we can talk about. There are many teams out there that making a big fool of themselves with their performance. But guys, make sure to follow us for recent developments, for more of PUBG Mobile backstage content on these below channels. For YouTube, you have PUBG Mobile Esports Pakistan. For Facebook, you have PUBG Mobile Pakistan Official. Then you have PUBG Mobile Esports for YouTube as well. You can also follow us on Instagram for PUBG Mobile PK.PK, which is for all the recent standings, your favorite team stats and everything. But if you guys have any feedback for Ehana, definitely tell me on my Instagram, that is down below. And if you have any feedback for me, which I'm doing bad, tell Ehana, don't tell me, because I won't listen to it. But that was it. Ehana, any final remarks before we close it out?
I mean, I have a lot to say. It's gonna take about 10 minutes. Sorry, it's April Fool's. I'm kidding. I wanted to come up with something better, but Ehsan just took all better lines. So I'll just say bye-bye.
Take care.